This Saturday, May 8th at 7 p.m. Jamaica Time on the Peter Lloyd World YouTube channel. Join us for the Entertainment Center Celebrity Talk with the man that sang in heavy. Blakfox talks to us about rising in the dancehall space in Jamaica today. Then, we speak to singer, songwriter, songstress, Italee, who has appeared on several platinum-selling projects, including Shaggy, Hotshot. She tells us about her journey. Finally, we speak to a songstress, a queen, a living legend, a reggae icon, the one and only Pam Hall joins us and talks with us about her journey. So join us this Saturday, May 8th at 7 p.m. Jamaica Time on the Peter Lloyd World YouTube channel for Celebrity Talks, music industry hacks, and the truth. Tune in. Yeah, welcome people. Welcome. This is Jamaican Celebrity Talks. Where what we do on the stream is we talk to some of the greats of the industry, rising stars, etc., and we discuss the topics of the day. We have the pleasure tonight of speaking to three remarkable artists, including a living legend and icon in the industry. My name is Peter Lloyd. I am a recording artist, actor, singer, songwriter, broadcaster, music promoter, producer. And this is the second reel in the installment that we're doing for this new series that we're starting. And one of the things I'm going to be asking you all to do if you are enjoying these streams is to submit your questions. Let us know what you'd like us to ask these artists. In the stream, we're not just only going to speak to singers and songwriters. We'll be doing Instagram models. We'll be talking to photographers, because the idea is to introduce you to a true understanding of the entertainment sphere and how it really works, what's really going on, an honest look at entertainment globally. So if you know anyone who's interested in the arts, who wants to understand how this really works, the truth, how do you really rise, how you get into the game, what are the challenges, what are the highs, the lows, this is the show to do it. And we're still fairly new, pretty new here, but we are excited. We are, we're happy to have these amazing people here. We have some regulars in the stream. We have the RV DJ. Thank you so very much for being here. Marianne, what's going on? Welcome. How you doing? Thank you guys for being here. The Royal General is also here. We're trying to get, just have a few more people get into the stream, because this is an unusual number, let's just say. But it's a Saturday, and there are many things that could be happening. So we're happy that you choosing to spend your time with us here as we talk to some of Jamaica's greats. I'm super excited about tonight's show because we get to speak to some remarkable artists tonight. I mean, I'm talking about artists who are top of the game, and I can't wait until I get to speak to them. One of them is a young man who I met a few years ago. What's up, Nadira Wagwan? Young man I met a few years ago, and I met him while I was working at a particular hotel. And I just, great energy, just article, Jamaican people, that's the article bridging, article youth, very talented. And he has since left that space, and he has launched into the recording industry, which, is an interesting, it's an interesting path. I've been in this game for a minute. So he's one of the persons that we're going to have the pleasure of speaking with tonight. His name is Blakfox. That's the name he goes by. Talented, and we're going to talk to Blakfox about rising in the space in dancehall today, when it appears as if we have Jamaica is reported to have 2.5 to 2.3 million people to 3 million people, and it's like we have 10 million artists. We have artists like Sun and Seashore. No, I have no problems with that. I think that's actually a positive. It's a good thing. And then we're going to get to speak to a dear friend one of the most talented personalities I've ever met. Beautiful, gracious, gorgeous physically, gorgeous spiritually, gorgeous mentally, a remarkable talent. Italee, Italee, we've had the pleasure of working with on several occasions. Let me say it's like I'm a sister. But we're going to be speaking to her in terms of her capacity as a songwriter. You know, we're talking to her tonight as a songwriter. What's it been like? Because when we think about music, we don't really talk about the songwriters. We don't realize that many artists do not write their songs, or if they're writing the songs, they're co-writing the songs with someone else. So we're gonna be having Italee talk to us about working on Shaggy's Hot Shot album, which reportedly has sold 9 million copies globally, 6 million in the United States, and 3 million throughout the world. Those are tremendous figures. Shaggy happens to be the only Jamaican artist who has sold diamond globally. Like there's nobody else who has done that in terms of his numbers. So big up to Italee. We're going to be speaking to her soon. And then finally, we get to speak to someone who I'm super excited to talk to tonight. She is truly a living legend, one of the great vocalists in the game of reggae music. She has worked with, I don't know who it is that she has worked with. She's just remarkable. So I am excited to have her here. Peter's Habit, what's going on? How you doing? How are you? How you doing? Good to see you here in the stream. So we're going to start out tonight with a young man who, like I said, Blakfox, super talented, someone I have enjoyed speaking with over the years. We have actually sang on stage together. Talented, and we're going to introduce this young man tonight, the boss. He referenced himself as El Don. Okay, so we're going to get him on stage right about now. Boss.
Oh, go ahead, sir.
Big up yourself. Welcome to the stream. Big up.
Yeah, man. Respect for having me, you know?
It is a joy and honor to have you here, little brother.
Yeah,
invited you on tonight because I wanted to talk about you are new to the game. You have gotten into the space of dancehall.
Right.
I want to talk with you about that journey and what's it like. I mean, I've been in this for a little bit, so I know that becoming a new artist in the space, especially when there are so many artists, is not often as easy as people like. You seem to be making very quick strides because you've been your first official song came out what, 2 years ago? Am I correct?
Yeah, about 2 or 3 years, something like that. Yeah.
All right. Talk to me a little bit about you. Why did you choose to get into this business? Why dancehall? Why sinjay? Why reggae dancehall?
Why reggae dancehall? Well,
yes.
Basically, you know, it's a market that's available, you know. You understand? And I mean, it's a part of the culture. So I mean, dancehall and reggae music are something we grew up and know. You understand? So it's like second nature. You understand? Yeah. So I mean, music is a passion. So me just, you know, put a personality into the music, which is reggae and dancehall, because you know I'm kind of more of a person from the street, you know.
Right.
So,
Right. So it's really about passion.
Yeah.
Blessed one. It's really about passion. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
You got this because of the passion for doing it.
Right.
Now, before you formally entered the game, did you sit with anybody in the business, any senior person in the business, whether they're artists or promoters or producers, and had a conversation? Or you just said, you know what, I'm going to do this, it's now or never?
Well, you know, this that I'm doing right now, music, you know, something that I've been doing from high school or from primary school, you know, always a center of attention, you know that little guy, we always, you know, get the crowd going, you know, so for me entering, you know, music was just something that was ordained, you know, I feel.
Yeah. But did you speak to anybody? Did you, what I'm saying is, did you get any counseling before you got into the game? Because one of the things I find when I speak to younger artists is that most people just enter the fray.
Yeah.
You know, they don't talk, they're not, big up yourself, blessed one. They don't learn about the inner workings of the industry.
Yeah.
publishing, all these other things that we're going to talk about a little later on tonight. You're driven by your passion, and you get up and you say, okay, man, I'm gonna do this. Do you have a management team, or is it a group of people you put together, or is it you?
I have a group of people, man. You understand?
Yeah.
I have a team that's especially Top Road Music. If you listen a lot of my music, you will hear me always represent Top Road, because that's like the main production team when me work with. You understand? Yeah. So did I speak with anyone prior to entering the dancehall space? No, not necessarily, because I mean, everything is openly available. If you check the internet, you know everything that you need to know. It's just you know to apply yourself, and
Well, you're fortunate. When I started in the mid 90s, there was no internet.
Yeah.
What I basically had to do is just go find some elders and sit with them and say, yo, how this thing work?
Yeah.
What are you going?
Younger artists, we're kind of fortunate to have, technology where we can, research anything. Google are like the best friend for me right now. And think more on YouTube or Google.
All right. I find that watching your progress and you evolve, Blakfox, in the game. One of the things that struck me about you as an artist from the first track is that your image was very precise. It's not, all right. So is the image a creation of a conversation between you and your team, or is just you? This is you, the person, the real person. And
man.
Put that image in the packaging.
Well, the whole image thing is because, all right, first of all, image is the first thing when somebody's seen it before them even hear music. Let's say them watch a music video. You understand? Them say, let me see who really sing the song. So you always have to make sure so your image is somewhat appealing to the space where you try, appeal to.
Now the space that you have walked into. Me grew up on dancehall, but there's something like trap dancehall.
Yeah.
Which I still don't get yet. I get in it, but I don't quite get it. And I know that as a young artist, I see that your imagery clearly the females, the queen them. Yes. But I realize that you incorporate the killerism, the bounty killer thing, the bad man thing. In the process. Now, I am certain that you have had people say to you, why, I don't know, the bad man thing, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm confident that this is the route that you should go, or this is simply a part of who you are as an individual. And as a youth from the streets, you feel that you need to express this reality of what's happening.
All right. I'm glad you asked a question, because if you are from the street, right, and the street helped to build you as an individual, you understand? It don't make no sense you try and divert from who you really are. True. Because when we just start the music, before me even have a song where I play anywhere in Jamaica, we used to have some little bridging in the street where they have it on them phone and they play them. I say, yo, listen, Blakfox, you see him bad, ray. Yeah. So it's like I always have that's the audience then, right? So I always try to stay true to them. You understand? Because I mean, over time, people do evolve, because if you even look at a man like Buju Banton, right? When Buju just started, Buju was like, the musical content was different from now.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just, I think over time, people really evolve. But for right now, the girl them love when we say heavy. So, there's a word for it.
Well, personally, me love that song. Me love that. I mean, I'm not going no kind of the song shot. People go follow Blakfox on IG. It's Blakfox One Done. Go link him up. Check out his new track, Heavy. Cause the song heavy. Heavy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, I noticed recently, and what I try to do in this is I try not to ask the traditional questions. Like inspiration and something.
Right.
I think I want to get to what I think people really want to hear. Recently, there's been a lot of hullabaloo about the music and the violence in the music and all of that.
Yeah.
And I know that as a new artist, I wouldn't say a new artist, as a rising artist in the space, you must have regarding that, because you have some imagery, like I say, in your videos. And here's the thing that confuses me. Me grew up a killer. You know, I grew up hear them people from them time there. And there was, how would I put it now? There was there was no issue. Wait a second. Trying to find it. Yeah. Yeah, there was no issue in terms of the music has always had the bad man element in it. It has just always it's you're talking about a country that in the 60s and 70s appear cowboy movie and karate movie. So it's a bad but I am certain that you as an artist have found yourself caught up in the middle of all this conversation. You know, express some of your thoughts. Not in depth, because I want us all as artists to talk about this towards the end. Yeah. How is it? Is it impacting you, or is it having no impact on you? You just had your thing.
Well, all right. The other day, I see an interview with Damien Crawford, right?
Yeah.
It was a very interesting interview, because some points when highlight, I strongly agree with him.
Yes.
While some points when I go rule out, say dancehall does not have an impact on people, mental thinking or whatever the case is. Because, for example, if you want to make love to your girl, I mean, you're not gonna turn on like a song about say, yo, I'm gonna shoot that boy in the head. So people do use songs.
Valid point.
Yeah.
Valid point. Yes.
People do use songs to create a certain ambience. You understand? So I'm not gonna rule out the fact that that is true. But what I also agree with is that you have to, at the end of the day, as an individual, right? You have to remember saying a lot of these persons who are doing the violent things out in the street are persons who really never have that root where them grow up and understand, say, yo, listen, this we are here on the CD or on YouTube or whatever, is art. You understand? Somebody sit down and formulate words and actually put this together and present it to you. Yeah. Even though somebody could argue and say that art is a reflection of life. But me strongly believe, say, it's left up to the individual to make certain decisions. Yes. Because let's face it, we live in a country where gun readily available for everybody. If you want a gun right now, you can get a gun for little or nothing. You understand? Yes, but you actually get an illegal gun? No, I don't think so. So that is where I agree with Damien Crawford. Say it's really persons with criminal intent who really try and get an illegal gun for the certain things.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, what's next for you? What are your ultimate goals? Because Heavy, first of all, how is Heavy doing? I like
Heavy. Oh, Heavy is Heavy. Heavy have like 49,000 views right now. It's like, yeah, man. Because
I noticed. I mean, but it's early days yet, because one of the things I realize that some artists do now, and you can explain. We would put out a track and we would work on that track for 9 months.
Yeah.
Track, and I realize now artists will put out the song, and after 2 weeks they have 5 more songs, and I don't understand how that works in the space, because people don't get to hear the song. The song have to grow and mellow and develop. Is it something new? Is it something that y'all just think you need to do it in a different way and a different format?
The thing is, no. Let me tell you the difference. What happened right now in the space, right?
Yeah.
You see, because we have technology now. Yeah. People consume music so fast. It's like, all right, I just listened to the song here now, but watch out, I just get a notification, Vibes Cartel drop something. So it's like you have to continue reminding people that you are still in the space. So that is the reason why you have people who dancehall is like a gladiator sport. You have to continue fighting for your space.
I like that. Dancehall is like a gladiator sport. So you have to. In other words, you have to remain in people's presence, in their face, consistently.
Just always in their face. Yeah, because the moment if you realize, Vibes Cartel, give a lot of people the blueprint,
Yeah.
It's like he's never absent from the scene. Yeah, we regard him as one of the best for doing it, but if you realize it's not, like give you 10 track, 10 hit song and they just disappear.
Yeah.
It's like it's always in your face. For the controversy, and if you even realize any other genre, Michael Jackson, them I wonder if him a bleach.
Yeah.
Is he really doing things, when we consider taboo in them time there, and him really asleep with a monkey and have him on that arm and all thing. That's something where people realize it's like you always have to give people something to talk about. And no,
so for you and your generation of artists, basically what you're saying is this is a blueprint given to you by persons who have succeeded prior to yourselves. So you know that there's no gatekeeper, you can reach the audience directly. The goal is heavier go and good, you drop something, you drop something so that you are constantly in the space. But then how does the song blow up? How does the song blow up? Because
as for me, right? When me and my team do, we believe heavily in a promotion.
Right.
So let's say we drop a song today. We have it sponsored on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We have it. You can't miss it. Any social media platform upon, we have it sponsored. And then we always share the link, because you have to understand, that is why this year we don't really drop no song when I have no visual, because people like it's more shareable than just the audio. So that is why, that is our method of promoting.
All right. Well, I mean, it sounds as if you have the thing locked.
Yeah.
It sounds as if because like I said, I've seen the consistency, I've seen the growth. I realize that your images, you're sure about who you are and what you are in the space. I realize that the music you're doing. I see you do a few collabs. How do you make that decision? How do you as an artist make the decision to do a collab? How do you make that decision?
Most of the times, it's just the vibe with the certain artists. Like for example, Javelani. Like before we even do the song, it's like we and Javelani been up on the road and I do a few shows, and if you have a show, when I'm road manager them or somebody will link me and say, yo, Fox, tone tonight, Mobile tonight, so we just have the chemistry. So doing music is just,
I get it.
And like Takeover is like another one where, it's just a cool youth with us vibe, And then my next setups now I work on something too, so say.
Right. So it's really just about the energy and if you get along well.
Yeah.
Not calculated. It's not calculated. Yeah. All right, cool. Well, really, really, really happy to have you in the space, brother, because people are trying to do it this format is we're trying to give people an honest look at the game.
Yeah.
You are fortunate in this. You are fortunate in the sense that all that information is right there. That information is not there when we start, and that's a job. there was no YouTube. That's something that never exists.
True.
So it's and explaining to me the concept of dropping the songs consistently. Hold a second here. I see several people backstage. We're only going to speak to the artists who are advertised for the show. So all the people who are backstage, thank you for coming by. I don't know how you got the link, but I can only speak to the persons who we have invited on the show directly in this present format. I guess we'll have to find another way so that you all can, because I see people like Shay, Lily, Kean, Susie, Blakfox, you know them people, because you know enough girl. You know them. I'm happy that you are here, Queen. Listen, Adriana, Are you?
I think I may share the link from WhatsApp status and some people.
No, man, it's not a problem. And under different circumstances, we bring them on. But the issue, because of the format of the show and how we've structured the show.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, maybe towards the end of the show, we can bring them on. We can bring them on. As long as I realize a YouTube, so you can't swear on them something. A YouTube. So you have to follow the rules. But I'm happy that you all are backstage supporting the artists, and this is a good sign. It's a good sign that you have them there. Okay. You know, final question.
Sure, yeah, man.
Most artists don't think about their publishing.
Right.
Masters.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
You see, as I said, I'm fortunate because you see the team we have.
Yeah.
Before we even do anything, them kind of do a lot of research. Where publishing is concerned and royalties and all of that. Because, you know, we realize, you know, even though we might get a hit song, you know, I mean, you only had for a certain period, no matter how good you are.
Yeah.
There's always a next guy who's coming up, so you have to always make sure you say things like that, you know, in place.
Well, let me tell you this. Your publishing is your pension.
Right.
I'm telling you that. There's don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Your publishing is your pension. What happened is back in the day for us, we had to go through a third party. Many of us. So what happened is, because as I said, technology never exists. It wasn't like this.
Yeah.
So with many of us is that those artists, many artists who went through that process.
Right.
Middleman, if you're supposed to get $10 in take 6.
Yeah.
Company take 2, you get, if you're lucky, you get 2.
Yeah.
So I always, anytime I speak to younger artists, I say to them, yo, in the space, it's really important to know that you're publishing at your pension.
True.
If you're blessed enough and you live to a certain stage, at your pension, you can feed your children.
True.
Many artists, look at what happened to Florgan the other day.
Yeah.
Sample when I'm sang them.
I'm rich out now.
Yeah, exactly. And if this publishing wasn't in order, there would be problems.
True.
Several people. Okay, I think I'm gonna bring on one of these persons. You tell me who it is. Keon. Do you know who Keon is?
Keon. I think Keon. Yeah, man. From
Keon. All right. Okay. Well.
Come on.
Yeah. Keon.
Wagwan.
Wagwan.
Artist.
Yeah, I realize that.
Yeah, man, Mr. Peter Lloyd.
Yes, big up yourself. Well, you know, we have to bring him in the space because Blakfox, I like my little brother now. I want my little brother there. You know what I mean? So tell me why you rate Blakfox, Ken. Why?
Yeah, man. He's a Chinese, you know, and we go back way back from, you know, he used to perform because originally, you know, I knew him as a dancer. You understand him?
Yeah.
Man, but JCDs, you know, see a different, you know, Blakfox, you know, performing as a singer now on stage and him doing thing and him, you know, no matter genre of music you give him, you know say I go up there and do him best on stage all the time. You understand? I know dancehall and them thing there, trust me. And he have a tune right and have a shot. You understand? So
heavy. Yeah, heavy. Heavy
for everything.
Heavy for sure. Thank you. I'm going to bring on one more person real quick. And just thanks for jumping on.
All right, big up on yourself, Blakfox.
Big up yourself, Ken. Bless up. Let me see if I can speak to one more person. I think, one more person. I don't know if Crystal is still here because I basically told them that I would do this later on in the show. No, they're not here. All right. Okay, I'm just going to ask you to relax backstage a little bit, watch the rest of the interview, right?
Yeah.
And then towards the end, all of us, we're going to talk. Because one of the beautiful things about tonight is we have 3 artists at 3 different stages in their career. You know, we have yourself, beginning your career. We have Italee, who is doing extremely well in the space. And then we have a living legend, Pam Hall, one of the greatest in the history of the business. And it would be nice to have all 3 of us get together and have a conversation at the end. You know, so just hold tight and, you know, thank you for being open and honest and upfront. Anything you want to say before we close off this part of the interview?
Yeah, man. Just want, you know, thank you for having me on your platform just to see me, you know. And, you know, thank you for exposing me to your audience just to see me, you know, because, you know, it's always a pleasure to, you know, do music and share with other people. Right.
Well, we can announce that you're going to be performing on the Royals in concert.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, so you have been confirmed. So I'm looking forward to that. I know you have a shot. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
And the truth is, this platform exists to promote artists, any kind of artists. You know, once it's about moving forward and exchanging ideas. You know, so
Right.
pleasure is really I pleasure. You know, just happy that you decided to say yes. See?
Yeah.
We have DJ Rich Kid. Someone you know well?
Yeah, man. I mean, anybody where you see backstage,
All right,
people
well,
we know.
let me just bring him on real quick.
Yeah.
DJ.
Bless up.
Yes, said love. What go on? We're there in the space and showing respect to the boss, Blakfox. I realize that you're here to support Blakfox. I suspect, correct?
Yeah, man. Sure about that.
Give me an idea as to why you feel a need to support this artist. What is it about?
You know, when I know it's a good young artist doing some good songs for both male and female, you know, I know for a long while now, so that gives me a good strength and his music. Yeah, man. Good humor, good music.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes. So you're clearly you're out there a selector. I play the music and I spread the music. Yes.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. We're talking for jumping on the space, my brother. Big up yourself, DJ Rich Kid. I love that name, this thing. I love it.
Yeah.
You're rich. You're rich.
Heavy.
Speak it into being, Lion. You're rich. Big up yourself. You're a thanks for jumping on. Big up. All right. Okay, little brother, we're gonna roll out. People, if we have his Instagram running below the screen, but if you want to link him, the new song is called Heavy. Check out his YouTube. What's your YouTube?
Blakfox Vivo. Blakfox
Okay.
without the C. Yeah.
All right, Blakfox without the C. Vivo. Check him out. The song Heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy.
Heavy.
Song bad.
Yeah,
You know, so thank you for being in the space and just hold off. Remember, one talk.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Me there, man. Respect.
Big up yourself every time. Out of love. Love life.
Yeah. Respect, man.
All right, people. So we just had the pleasure of speaking to one of the young rising artists in the dancehall space. Like I say, we met on stage, and I just rate him energy, and I think it's really wonderful to have artists at different levels within the space of reggae dancehall. You're watching Jamaican Celebrity Talks, and really what we do here is we exchange the truths and ideas about the game, not just reggae, because I have done acting, film globally, broadcasting, promotion, songwriting, we do everything. Like most Jamaicans, we can do many things. So the idea is to, in this space, to present people who you can learn from as a result of their own personal experiences, etc. And it's really just a joy and an honor to have, some of my favorite people in the space here tonight, saying so.
Saturday, May 8th at 7 p.m. Jamaica Time on the Peter Lloyd World YouTube channel. Join us for the Entertainment Center Celebrity Talk with the man that said him heavy. Blakfox talks to us about rising in the dancehall space in Jamaica today. Then, we speak to singer, songwriter, songstress, Italee, who has appeared on several platinum-selling projects, including Shaggy's Hot Shot. She tells us about her journey. Finally, we speak to a songstress, a queen, a living legend, a reggae icon, the one and only Pam Hall joins us and talks with us about her journey. So join us this Saturday, May 8th at 7 p.m. Jamaica Time on the Peter Lloyd World YouTube channel for Celebrity Talks, music industry hacks, and the truth. Tune in.
Yes. We have two more remarkable artists lined up backstage. Two of my favorite personalities, people that I just love, respect, revere, admire, have always revered and admired. In fact, one of them, it took me about a month to ask if she'd do this interview. Like just one whole month, just ask her. Blakfox, thank you again. Just for stopping by and being honest and open and telling us the truth about the game. Now, next up, we have an artist who, wow, what can I say? One of the most talented human beings I've come across. Show promoter, singer, songwriter. I mean, I can just keep going and going and going. One of the most powerful forces. The truth is, when I first met her, she sort of reminded me of the first and only time I met and spoke with Grace Jones. I mean, Grace Jones has such a presence. I'm talking about the presence, not the physicality, but there's something about a Grace Jones that when she steps into a room, you see her. And that's the thing about this next artist. When she steps into the space, she takes up all the oxygen. When she steps into the space, it's someone that you have to see. So she's a remarkable singer, remarkable songwriter, remarkable artist. And tonight we have the pleasure of bringing on stage the one and only the sister, the boss, Italee. Ita!
Peter, Peter. Oh man, I'm humbled by your gratefulness. Thank you.
No. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. It's
Such a
just the
beautiful
truth.
soul.
Yeah.
And I would say, you are just something else. You talk about walking into the room and everyone turn. You, my brother. Pam
Okay.
Hall, how are you,
All
my
right.
sister?
All right.
Big
Thank you,
up.
sis.
Blessings
But
to all your
it's
audience.
not about me right now. Thank you so very much. I am humbled, but I am just so excited to have people speak to you because now before we get into a little bit about Ita's journey, really why we invited her here tonight, because we could talk to her in so many different capacities. We could talk to her as a female in the game of reggae, pop, dancehall. We could talk to her as a show promoter. We could talk to her as a mom in the space, so many different things. But we invited her specifically tonight to discuss songwriting and her journey as a songwriter, because she has worked on 2 massive platinum selling projects. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. In the space of music, selling gold means your song sells 500,000 copies. When you spell platinum, you're talking about you sold 1,000,000 copies. Now, this is not as easy an achievement as you'd like to think. And when an artist achieves this goal, it is a remarkable thing. There are not as many platinum artists as we'd like to think, and Italee has worked with at least 2 persons like this, meaning she has co-written songs and recorded on albums vocally that have sold platinum. One of them actually has sold 9 million copies, which is remarkable. Haven't heard from about Italee, aka Rude, for a minute. That's the Royal General says. Much respect. Let me put that up on the screen. Big up yourself, Royal General. Big up yourself. Yeah, he says, haven't heard from / about Italee, aka Rude, for a minute now. Much respect. Ita, welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you. The songwriter in the process of creating a hit song. We talk about many things in the space, but we don't seem to talk about the writers. It's kind of, we have had many award ceremonies in reggae, but do we ever reward the songwriters? Because I don't remember that. I don't remember ever seeing a Jamaican award for best songwriter. It's kind of strange.
I don't remember either, but I think the songwriters that get the award are the ones that are, up on their business, the business of songwriting, the business of publishing. The reward is always there. So sometimes it's not about the glorification of it. It's about the realness of it. What is it bringing in? What is it sending out? And so it's not, everything is what I would say, public domain in that area, because there are writers here that was reaping, you know. But the thing is, there was not many people willing to share the information. And that's why listening to your conversation coming through, it's really beautiful to hear from the young one and to know that we are blessed in this space with technology, right? Technology at our fingertips to access all information. Information is the source of our wealth, of your wealth, of my wealth. And if we can tap into the valid, the right informations, you know, that can feed our business, feed our souls, feed our lives, wow, we all will be rich like the publisher that did angling business.
Sorry.
I don't know if you were hearing me, Peter. It seemed as if we got cut off or something.
No, I heard you. I heard you. I heard you. I had to step out of the space to check something. I apologize. Listen, why is it though that in terms of songwriters, why do you think that has remained sort of like a trade secret within the game for so long? What because somebody has to be writing songs, either somebody has to be writing the song, right? And I think one of the problems is that people tend to believe that the artists are the ones who always write the songs, and that's really not always true.
That's not always true. Because even
I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you. Speak.
The album that you were referring to that sold over 9 million, maybe it's stretching towards 15 million by now, long time. To say I wrote on it, I didn't write on that album. That was Dave Kelly writing. I was a performer. I was a performer of the track. I was just calling to the situation.
And you simply sang the words. Yeah, you just sang written for you.
Yeah, that song was written for me.
Right.
That song was well, maybe not written for me, but it was written, you know, to for a set mold. You know what I mean? And so then I came into the space, so I was the one to receive that song because of whatever reason.
Tell us the album. Tell us the album. I wanted you to tell us. You tell us the name of the album.
I was a part of the Shaggy Hot Shot album, right? So the song "It's Not Fair," which I think was track 11, it was written by Dave Kelly, Nigel Starr, and other people. I think there's 2 other writers involved in it, and Shaggy himself. And at the time I was around there working with Dave Kelly, and I wasn't working. I was working under a different name, like Miss B. For a brief.
Right.
Shaggy Hot Shots album came about, and when it came about, they were like, let's go with the word rude, and we're gonna redefine what rude is. Royal, unique, divine, empress. We're gonna redefine it, but we're gonna be edge cutting. And I think, Robert Livingston, Shaggy, they like the concept of it all, and the song came about by Dave Kelly, and his crew, so, and I rocked it.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful to be a part of such a tremendous project, because that project has taken yet another Jamaican genre into millions of homes and opened the gate for that Jamaican culture that has been inspiring the globe for maybe centuries, or from our conception, so I am grateful that I was there, and I played a part, Yeah, man. Big up to all.
What was that experience like for you? What was that experience like for you? I mean, being in that space. Meaning, what? Let me be precise. The experience of being in the space and helping, being a part of that creation, and then watching this project sell 9 million copies globally. What was that experience like for you? What did it do for you as an artist?
Right. For me, playing a part of something that has impacted on people's hearts and mind is just tremendous for me as an artist, because that's what we carry this crate for, to convey messages. Well, in this track on the Shaggy Hot Shots album, it's a song really depicting a unique sexual affair between two parties, coming together, merging their songs, and one with a complaint and one with a attitude, and so we were just reenacting, what goes on, between lovers, and it was beautiful because it made people smile, it made people dance, it made people laugh. And for me to be able to channel something through my pipes to create such a reaction, oh my God, can you imagine what it does for me when the people react and it's all good? It comes back on me. Look at me, I'm shining like a diamond. I'm loving it.
But did you ever feel, because many artists dream of being in a situation where they end up on a platinum selling track. You never changed. Literally, you've been the same person since I've known you. You never changed. You are a massive. I mean, how watching this album go from 0 to 9 million? What did that do to you as a person and as an artist?
Well, which one you want me to go first? As a person or as an artist?
As a person. As a person. Yeah.
As a person, the moon rise and so do the sun, and they share perfect balance timing to make all this functional. So as a person, I just have many things to get done in life. I have children. I want to keep on being vibrant, youthful, graceful, loving, strong, and ready. So as a person, it was just a great time, a great day, a great experience. And here we go. Much more road. Enough things to cram. We can't sit. Move, exit us. Yeah, man.
What about the artist?
So, and as an artist, it's it embarked me on a feeling of triumph. I mean, as boats will sprint down the field, you understand? And at the end of it, he can raise his arm and go, hey! As an artist. I ran a marathon. I'm not a sprinter, so let me use a marathon. Come here, long distance.
Yes.
I run a marathon, and I came out, crossed the line with all the leading players, and feeling ahead of myself that, look, all that other dream, all that other, in things that you're inspired to accomplish, that is down there in your thought. You're right here now. You now know how to access and create that momentum to pull them into being. You understand? So we just use that from then to keep us to say, there's nothing to prove because anyone can be number one. You just have to choose, and you just have to accept when it comes, the ability to know. Because at the time when I took Shaggy project, he was just rejected from Virgin with that same album.
Yeah, I remember that.
Rejected, and there was a whole lot of disappointment, and and I am there because it's all about creation and being a part of creation. It's not about the hype. You understand? It's not about the hype. At no point should it be, because if it becomes about that, then you lose your weight in gold. You lose your balance. Remember, you have other thing will confront you on your life path. Ask me about it.
I think it also impacts your creativity too. When you allow that to happen to you as an artist, it impacts your creativity, and not always in a positive way. Because I think for people to create in a space, especially a group of people, there has to be less ego, not more. If you get what I'm trying to say.
But I get it, but I tell you this.
I'm sorry. One question. One of my most beautiful persons who are normally here. Penis Habit, one of my favorite persons. She's asking, what is your channel name, your YouTube channel name?
My YouTube channel, girl, you're gonna have to just really give me a pinch, right? And I am not up there yet, you know, but I am getting there. I have friends like Peter Lloyd that been playing in the Dira X, that's been like, and Donovan Housen, that's been like,
Right.
actually.
So you don't have a YouTube? You don't formally have a YouTube? Mr. Fulton, what's up?
Not yet. You have
All right,
one walk
okay.
the steps.
Okay, but Penis Habit, you can follow her at @Italee_world on Instagram.
On Instagram. Yeah, man.
On Instagram. Yeah.
You send me a message, I answer, sweetheart.
Yes. Okay.
You know.
Mr. Fulton, how you doing, sir? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for stopping by. Marian, thank you for being here. The Royal General. If you all want to ask Italee any questions, you can just type it in the stream, and we can get it. We can get it done. Ita, you did work. You've worked with some pretty big names. Like,
yeah.
Name a few of these people that you've worked with that are truly big names.
Okay. I've worked with Dave Stewart from the Rhythmic. You know, Here Comes the Rain Again, and many other things, yeah. I've worked with Tony Canal.
Yeah.
No Doubt. I've worked with Salam Remy, that is responsible for you know, the Fugees and their risings and many more. I've worked with Fat Joe. I've worked with Mike Mangini.
Nice.
Yeah, Mike Mangini, who produced people like Madonna and stuff like that. Jeff Bova, who do people like Bjork. I've worked. 1 second.
No. You, in terms of you worked on one of my most favorite Eddie Murphy movies, along with one of my other most favorite actors, Robert De Niro, right? Which is Showtime. Am I correct?
Yeah, I was on that. I was on that show.
Tell us about working on Showtime.
And on the Showtime project, yes, yet again, it's another situation where I am working around. I'm working with Dave Kelly, you know, and Robert Livingston coming, and he's just like, this girl is just amazing. You know, I never knew then what he was talking about, but man, I love myself more every day, you know. As everyone else, I can feel some part of it, but he was like, this girl's just amazing, and so they heard a couple of the song and they choose that song. Why? For the soundtrack, which was accepted by the label, you know, and again, I was grateful. And it was once again a very awesome and inspiring and motivating and electrifying and energizing position to be in as an artist, to feel that triumph, you know. So it was really good. It was really good. It was really good.
Did you I don't know what on that track, or you just recorded also?
That was Dave Kelly's situation. So that's Dave Kelly writing. I just put in my slurs, my hums, my personality. I made the lyrics mine, and I just do Italee, aka Miss B, aka Rude. Nice. At the time, at those moments, you know.
Remarkable.
And stuff. Yeah.
That's those are remarkable experiences. Now the Royal General is asking a question. He says,
oh my gosh, hold on. Says, I got it. What? My phone is dying, Peter.
Oh no. Plug in, please. Plug in. It's okay.
I don't know what happened.
It's happened to me, so don't worry about it. Do not feel badly. It's happened to me. We are speaking to Italee. We are talking about her experiences working on Shaggy's Hot Shots. Has sold in excess of 9 million copies globally. It's one of the biggest selling albums ever, period. but certainly in terms of Jamaica, one of the biggest selling Jamaican artists of all time. And we're also talking to her about working on the soundtrack for Eddie Murphy and Robert De Niro's hit movie Showtime. You know, so we're just going through this process of honestly trying to speak into these greats, because we have the amazing Miss Pam Hall, the legend, who's sitting cool and easy in her shades backstage, just chillaxing. The idea really is to have an honest conversation with artists in all genres about their truth, what's really happening, you know, that kind of stuff, and what the experience has been like for artists. For, you know, the truth, because one of the things about being an artist is that people tend to see the final product. You know, they see the building when the building is finished. They do not see the struggles, you know, or what we go through as artists. All right, I think we may have lost Ita. I'm sure she'll jump back in a little bit. The Root General, I'm going to ask her that question when she comes back up a little later, because I'm sure she'll come back up a little later. Yeah. So now next up we have one of my personal favorites. Right, this is an artist who, you know, love this artist, and what can I say? A favorite, without a doubt. Love her.
Saturday, May 8th at 7 p.m. Jamaica Time on the Peter Lloyd World YouTube channel. Join us for the Entertainment Center Celebrity Talk with
setting up everything properly, people.
In Heavy. Blakfox talks to us about rising in the dancehall space in Jamaica today. Then, we speak to singer, songwriter, songstress, Italee, who has appeared on several platinum-selling projects, including Shaggy's Hot Shot. She tells us about her journey. Finally, we speak to a songstress, a queen, a living legend, a reggae icon, the one and only Pam Hall joins us and talks with us about her journey. So join us this Saturday, May 8th at 7 p.m. Jamaica Time on the Peter Lloyd World YouTube channel for Celebrity Talks, music industry hacks, and the truth. Tune in.
Okay, so Peter's habit. She doesn't have a YouTube, not yet. But you can join her at Italee_world on Instagram. Mr. Fulton, I will give her your message. The Royal General, when she gets back in, I'll definitely talk to her about us remixing Dancehall Queen. The truth is, you know, I'm working on a new album, so that should be dropping next year, and that's one of the tracks we're thinking of doing a remix to. The Royal General, is I can't read your mind. Okay, so next up we have, if I were to introduce her in full, I would literally be here all night. She's really, when you talk about royalty in terms of reggae music, this is one of the names that comes up repeatedly. She's truly a legend. She's truly one of the founding fathers in terms of she revolutionized the game. She has worked with so many stars. She's a huge star herself. Another personality that has never changed since I've known her. Steadfast, wonderful smile, great personality, and just like mega talented. And her voice, people, her voice is just, there are no words. I'm trying not to, you know, to gush too much, because I'm just a huge fan of this person and have been for many years. So it took me a while to pick up the phone and call her and ask her if she would do this interview for us. So I'd like you all to put your hands together for the one and only icon, true icon, and I don't use this word. Hi, Bridget. Welcome. What's going on? I don't use this word loosely because nowadays everybody a superstar, everybody an icon. You know, and I know not people you want to call yourself. That's a good thing. It's a self-empowerment. But this person is an icon of the industry, one of the greatest voices in the history of reggae music, no doubt. So help me welcome the one and only, the awesome Pam Hall. Yes! How are you? I didn't hear you. Hold on there. Yes? How are you? How are you, Auntie Pam? How are you doing?
I am fine. I am blessed. I am grateful. I am thankful. And I am very happy. I'm welcoming all listeners and you. Thank
Yeah.
you for all listeners who are here.
Hold on there. Hold on there, Pam. We're having a little problem. Give me a second. We're not hearing you clearly, and I want to make sure that this is perfect because I've been anticipating this all week. Do you want to? I'm going to suggest very quickly that you exit and then re-enter. That I don't know if that what's going on where that's concerned. Is that okay, Pam?
Okay.
So you exit, press leave studio, and then click back the same link and join us back, because I'm not sure, you know, what's going on, and I know everybody here is anxious to hear from you, and I'm anxious to hear from you. Okay. All right, people, we're having a little technical difficulty there. But let me tell you something. I am super excited about having her here on the show. Really an icon. You know, as I said earlier, everybody is now a superstar, and everybody now references themselves as an icon, and I don't have a problem with that, because that's one of the things that I think would happen when you have social media, and social media means you have direct access to your audience, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's self-empowerment is a beautiful thing, but I'm talking about a person who's truly an icon in the sense that her work stands on its own. Her work speaks for herself. She doesn't have to say anything. If you just listen to her music, you literally just listen to Pam Hall's music. Google Pam Hall, listen to her music. It says everything. Everything is there for you. So when I use the term icon, or I use the term living legend, or I say legend, it's based on the person's body of work, and her body of work is just tremendous. Having her on stage is kind of like having the eye trees. It's not an exaggeration here with us. So I am just really excited. But I just want to ensure that, you know, we have all these technical issues dealt with. So she's going to pop out and pop back in. We're trying to figure out what would have caused that. And let's see. Let's see. Hold on there. Okay, she's back. All right. Hey, Pam. Let me see.
What? You hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you now. All right. You know what I'm going to suggest? Turn the camera off. Turn the camera off. You turn the camera off, and just the audio, I think we'll be able to hear you better. I think it might just be some Wi-Fi issues. So turn the camera off, leave the audio on. Everyone just be patient with us, please. Yeah. Okay. No, just keep the camera off. Turn it off. Hello?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not seeing it is off.
Yes, keep it off. Yeah, because I think we'll be able to hear you better.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that. Say something, Pam.
Okay. Say something.
Okay. I'm sorry that we won't be able to see your beautiful face, but I just want us to do this as smooth as it's possible. Everyone who is here watching, thank you for being here in the stream. This is new to Peter Lloyd World. We are introducing this segment where we this live stream where we bring in local and global stars, celebrities locally and internationally, because I know people everywhere, and we get to hear their journey. So welcome again to the great Pam Hall, living legend and true musical icon. Now I have to start from the beginning with you because your journey is so amazing. You started out singing with your brother and your sister. Am I correct?
I just singing at home with the singer. We only said the guitar, and so there was all rain and nature. We all used to sing together.
All right.
No, my style.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, Pam. We're still hearing you. All right. Okay. Hold on, everyone. Let me see if I can do anything from my perspective. We're still not hearing you properly. I'm not quite sure that hold on. 1 second, everyone. 1 second, 1 second. Because this is something I would. All right. Pam, turn the camera back on. I'm not quite sure why this is happening. It's kind of strange. It could just be the internet connection. It's just very, very strange. Okay. Yeah, so you started singing with your brother and your sister. Were you in a group, or you were just, they were singing and you just said, you know what, I'm gonna sing with them?
No, actually, the first and I'm sure was my sister.
All right.
So
Yeah.
So I ran the steps. So so on the veranda, stand on the veranda and sing. People would come around the house and listen to him.
All right. I'm not hearing you. And Pam, I'm not hearing you. I'm not quite sure what's going on. But we can't hear you clearly. We're seeing you and we're hearing you. It's breaking up. This is why I do not like doing live people. I like pre-recording stuff. Okay. All right. Everyone, I think because this is such an important thing, what I'm going to suggest to what I'm going to suggest is that I think the problem is Wi-Fi. So what I'm going to suggest, Pam, is let's do this pre-recorded and then I'll premiere it and air it. Is that because it's picking up really badly? Hold on there, everyone. I think she's trying to fix it. Yeah. Hello?
Yes, hear me?
No, I think the problem might be just the connection. Because we're seeing you, we're hearing you, but it's just breaking up. I mean, the Royal General says just about the bad connection. Really wanted to listen to Miss Pam. I am more tore up than you, my boss. Trust me. I've been waiting to do this all week. All right. Okay. Okay, Pam. I'm gonna take you out of the stream and then I will call you and we try and organize doing this properly. Is that okay? Because it's just a connection. The connection is just bad. I think it just might be the Wi-Fi where you're at. I don't think it has anything to do with you. It's not your fault. It's just I think it's just the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi connection is an issue. So is that okay? Can we do this?
Come on.
Sure?
Sure.
All right, okay. All right. Cool.
Should I leave or?
Yeah, I'll call you back in a few. I will. All right. People, I am beyond disappointed. Marianne says, can she speaker call you? That might be a good idea. No, I want to do it properly. Don't know why that's happening. This happens sometimes, people. It's a part of the process. It just happens. Okay, we're gonna get this interview done because it's an interview I've wanted to do for a long time. I also want to pick up some of the people in the stream. Bridget, thank you for stopping by. Marianne, Royal General, Penis Habit, Joy, all of you who came through the stream. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring back in Blakfox and Italee. and we'll try and figure out how to get this done at this point. Hold on there. Ita.
Hey, Peter.
Fox, what's up? Welcome. All right, listen, guys. Listen, if I sound sad, it's because I didn't get to speak to Pam. Technology, man. It's one of those things. It's one of those things, and I really wanted to talk to her. But I'm going to organize doing that later in the week because I think doing it live should be something that we get done. Hold on there, everyone.
I think probably she should try and remove the earphones or something, you know?
She did. She did do that. So I'm not quite sure what it is. It could just be the connection. But that happens in noise. You know, it's technology. But I am super disappointed. So anyway, people, if it's a big man cry, big man ready for cry. It's one of my most favorite artists of all time. All right, so Marianne says she might have bad weather. It might be that, Marianne. I'm not quite sure what's causing it, but I was hearing her earlier before the live started, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. Ita, Blakfox, welcome back. Ita, we didn't get to finish speaking to you. All right, we didn't get to finish speaking to you. Blakfox, I'm going to take it on for a little bit, finish talking to Ita, and then bring it back. Is that okay, bro?
No problem, yeah, man.
All right, cool. Thank you very much. Thank you for being overstanding. All right. Let me see now.
What just happened?
Yeah, your battery died.
Life happened. What happened? Life happened, man. Wow.
Hercules.
I come in, I gotta charge this up back because I have this interview with Peter, and you know, Peter.
It's all right.
All time, and I know it's gonna be good. I want to hear all he got to say.
Listen, you know, it's technology. These things happen, you know, and let me tell you something. One of the things about us doing the arts is that we learn very quickly to roll with the punches, right? You deal with the situation. I'm going to share something really, really funny with you. Years ago. Yep. Listen, years ago, I was doing a show in Montego Bay. I'm trying to remember the name of this show, but it was like a big annual show that they had. Huge show. And I was one of the headliners booked for the show. And the backing band was Fab Five. Fab Five was a backing band. So they were backing artists. Right. So I didn't use my band. I went with the legends, Fab Five. And you know, the huge audience, and the MC said, "Ladies and gentlemen, Peter Lloyd," and the crowd erupts and walk on stage, and the band goes, no sound, nothing, gone, done, no sound.
No.
Nothing, gone, no sound. And I said, what?
But you are quite a performer. I believe you are made for that.
But here's the thing. The space is so big. You're looking at maybe 15,000 people. So the space is...
wow.
Normally, I would just go a cappella and sing. But there was no way. So we are here. So everybody, so the engineers running around trying to, you know, and I'm saying, what the... Anyway, that didn't end well. The show had to end. But then I had a funnier experience. We were doing an exclusive thing. And that band, again, was not my band. It was a band that the promoter had booked. But it was like an exclusive, you know, like 200, 300 people in a space, sitting down, having coffee. You know what I mean? Very, very upper crust. And the showtime, the keyboard player don't turn up.
Ooh.
Don't turn up.
Ooh.
Turn up. So the only thing that's there is the drum and the bass, and the backing vocals don't turn up.
Oh yeah, you're made for this.
So it's literally me, the drummer, and the bass player. And apparently the problem was the rest of the musicians didn't think they were being paid fairly.
Oh, wow.
So they just
Yeah,
didn't.
there's a lot in our industry. These conversations
Yes.
comes around a lot.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Aita, me just sing. Me just sing. Heather Richardson, what's going on? Yes, I'm doing very well. How are you doing, Heather? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, we got a standing ovation.
Oh, beautiful.
We just did our thing because, you know, we have to be creative in the space, and that's what we have to do. I think artists have to learn to deal with every and any situation that they find themselves in. All right, so I had wanted to ask you, you're a woman in a space that is dominated by men. Your career started, I would say, in the very late 90s into the early 2000s. And at that point, many women in the space. There weren't many women who were doing that well in the space. So you were an exception to the rule. You also, like Pam, you're a beautiful woman.
Thank you.
What has that experience been like you? I ask every female artist who stop by because I know that many women have complained to me about other things. What was and what remains your experience in the space?
In this space, I have managed to, you know, come across a whole lot of brothers and sisters, you know, enough brothers and sisters. And it has always been love and respect and mutual understanding and, you know, greets, meets, and gonna be yard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Space, I've been encouraged, you know. In the space, I've been limited. You know, in the space I've been celebrated, and in the space I'm sure I've been cursed, you know, because it happens to the best of us. In the space, you have to remember this is the music industry and we are still on a plantation.
Yeah.
And for some
Explain what you
things
mean by that. No, when you say that's a very profound thing and some people may not understand what you mean. When you say we're still on a plantation, what does that mean?
That means that this industry is not run by, you know, people who really care about us or care for us. That's why I hear earlier we're talking about, you know, almost like the conversation was like, if life depicts art or art depict life, you know? There's all different kind of artists running around, all different kind of variables in the music when it come on to sounds and words and everything. But, you know, there's design program for certain things to come through the pipeline more than others, you know, because that's feeding a culture or feeding a people, you know. And it doesn't mean that every time you eat, you're eating something that is making you healthy and strong. Sometimes you can be biting into poison.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
We're on this plantation, and most the industry, not only music, but most the industry on this plantation is not headed by people who care for the people or of the people. So it's designed, especially in the music industry, that there is a whole lot of illusions and delusions, you know? You know, and you have to have your head on. I hear a lot of women talk about the abuse that them get from man in this industry. I can downright tell you this. I am grateful that I had a foundation set for me, that I didn't need someone to tell me that I am beautiful. My parents even used to beat my backside. Made me feel my own beauty. And that's the culture I grew up on. You know, when we never did I glorify the ghetto. It was deprived area, so we're always trying to get out of it. You know? So the music industry is just a reflection of the entirety of our lives. You know? There has been a pandemic.
I have to ask.
Also,
you're one of the persons I've always wanted to ask this question. Recently, we have a lot of women in the space, in the dancehall and reggae dancehall space, and I'm really happy about that because I remember, I've said this before, I remember doing tons and tons of local stage shows, and I felt like I was incarcerated because pure man around me. Man, it would be ton of man. Listen, no, I'm serious. Just man, just male artists, no women.
Yeah.
And if they were women, it would either be Auntie Marcia Griffiths or it would be Elisa. There was like nobody else, you know.
Come on. I love Tanya.
Depending on the show, you would see someone like a Pam Hall, right? But I'm saying generally, I'm seeing a lot of women in the space now, and I'm happy that I'm seeing a lot of women in the space. But there's something that's happening that I think I understand, but as a man, I can't speak to it. Meaning the overt sexuality of these men, of these women, the overt sexuality. And I really don't have a problem with it one way or the other. I'm almost indifferent. But someone said to me, this is
become perversion. When you overdo something, it becomes perversion, because now I can walk in the streets of Papine downtown anywhere and see these big giant breasts, big booty that I will never have because I don't get that gene, you know, you know, just my children's faces, you know, so it becomes perversion. So I would say I have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with a woman being sexy, but I have a problem with a woman being lewd. I'm not afraid to talk. Many of our sisters have gone way beyond themselves, running down this almighty dream. And again, I would say it's because we're in a plantation, and the music industry is just another example of our lives set and how we're supposed to live in the plantation, where the Black woman becomes nothing more than a sexual object. And even, you know, like toss herself around like a toy and call that entertainment. You know what I mean? There's a place for that. And the place for that is not so much in the general stream of things. You know, I love being sexy, don't get me wrong. And I know sexy music when I hear sexy music. But when me are not, listen to me, my love Lady Star. When Lady Star say, "If him left, I know," I was like, what? At a time that was liberating for us women.
Yeah.
It was liberating for us because we were sexually suppressed in Jamaica. So I can see what Bond saw, what saw Bond from. All this female suppression of the sex and all of this. And when she said, "You can't do it good and can't do it sweet," you know? So, you know, she was like making women know that not all the time when you get in a certain position and the pleasure is not there for both of you, it's your fault. But men used to blame women for everything sexually. So I see where she was born from. But what I'm seeing happening is a whole total different. There are things being born from what I don't know, like all this. Oh, everybody want to show their motherhood everywhere.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt you. Blakfox said something earlier when we were talking to him about, he was referencing seeing persons before him do these things. You know, not that specifically, but what I'm saying, you know, he was saying, basically, I think what he was saying, look, we saw a cartel do certain things and it worked. We saw, you understand me? Is it that the some of these female artists now, because I think this is beyond Jamaica, I think they're looking at the Cardi B's and they're looking at the Nicki Minaj's and they're looking at these artists in the pop, hip hop sphere.
They should really look at that.
But
they should really look at Nicki Minaj. Look, imagine the pain she's feeling. I mean, people are afraid to talk about things, you know. Me, I don't see it, you know. Me say that straight out, you know. You know, I mean, I declare for be one, you know. I was born in Mona Common, right there across from University Hospital, a place called Common. And I'm proud, you know. And, you know, I mean, certain things. You think that Nicki Minaj sleeps well every night with that buttock, with that breast? You don't think she experienced pain? You know, much people do them bottom thing there and then bottom a drop out. But our sisters in Jamaica, the land of the gods and the goddesses, Africa awaits its creator. Everybody are just not the same position. I talk about them, I watch the model that is set. We have to set our standards and our model. And when we have our thing to get over, we need to work on it and get over it. I can personally talk for myself, the things that I have to deal with in my life to triumph over. It has not been easy.
Yeah,
but I work on it.
But I have to tell you though, that in that same space, there's another set of female artists like the Janais and the the Lila Ikeas, and who are not sexualized, you know, and this other one that I really like her, really, really young, and she won the Grammy Award last year for Best New Artist.
Oh, Coffee.
Yeah, right. So there's also another group of artists who are
people are sexualizing coffee. There's a whole lot of conversation about coffee and sex. You know,
I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is there's a group of female artists who seem, their imaging seems to be neutrality, sexuality.
No, I understand you. Yes, their image.
Yes. Do you think is it a backlash to the over sexualization of some female artists, or is it just?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I enjoy Lady Patra.
Right. Yeah.
As I said, that's sexuality. No, you know, I don't think it's a backlash to the perversion that we see out there. I think it's just that people know what them is about.
Yeah.
And people deciding what they're about. There is either you are going to help build the society, or like I said, let me take away from the word society, you're going to help to build a nation.
Right. Yeah.
Come to help crumble one.
Yeah.
And I think that as artists, that's why you don't hear enough from me or about me out there. Because I think as artists, we have such great responsibility.
Right.
Such great responsibility to carry. And so much time, every time they catch us out in the light, we run and talk about, don't call me a road model. And then another minute you talk about, you're a road model. You're a role model, you know? And so many people have become kittens, you know, not humans, but kittens, posing to be lions and lioness that are not speaking up for the people. You know, this is what the poets, he says, when the gates of Zion is open and the Lord enter therein, follow will be the singers and the players of instrument, the damsel playing on the harps and the flute.
Yes.
So, make a joyful noise and the trumpet shall be sound. Bob Narley was a great trumpet. Yeah. Peter Tosh, Chronix is a great trumpet.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, there are many coming. Hey, when that song they say, why shop a wedding and don't shop a Target? Nation builders round here, man. That's the culture is either, and the culture goes beyond Louise Bennett plaited frack. You understand? Are winding around maypoles.
Yeah.
Are talking about our ancestors as slave. We are long before that.
Wow.
You understand?
Yeah.
You know, so we have to right now, it makes no sense to have chit chat just to have a conversation for a conversation's sake, to hear our voices.
Yeah.
As artists and musicians, oh my God, look what they're doing to people all over the world. Look where I go on, yaso. And it's Uno people are cause it. The one I Uno where I go, down on a local shop, they go buy on a big Gila aisle and on a pound of flour. That's what them say.
Right. Right.
You know, sister, the war is against the people.
Yeah.
And the poor people. And now artists have time to talk about who are going to swell up them breasts, swell up them bottom, who are going to tap or shooting out the most gunshots to enter through the brain. Living in a dream.
Yeah.
Living in a dream. Searching for the hype and
all right, hold the thought. Hold the thought.
Sons and daughters are being crucified.
Yeah, hold the thought. We're gonna get back to you, sis. Wow, because you know, towards the end we're gonna have a conversation. I would like to have. I'm gonna try and get back Pam, because I think she says she has. Hopefully, we'll fix the problem. But I want you to hold that thought.
I'm with you, my brother.
Yes, in the space, and I mean, and that's what we're trying to create here: honesty. you know, I just want us to be honest in the space, because I will not speak about our women because I'm not a woman. I cannot speak. I can speak as a king attempting to protect our queens, but I am not. You understand me? I don't have the mindset. I don't understand what's happening with our women. So it's really nice to hear that perspective, because it's something that I have been a little confused about. I don't understand it. You get what I say? You get what I say? And I think women should speak on the behalf of women. Yeah, you get what I'm trying to say to you. You know what I mean? So, all right, give me 1 second, sis. Thank you so very much. We're going to attempt to bring back the amazing Pam Hall. Oh. Pam.
Yes.
All right.
You hear me?
I think so. How are you? I'm so sorry that you have had to go through this.
Well, it's a world, you know, and it will go up to them.
Oh, we're still having the same problem. I'm going to make a suggestion. We're still having the same problem. Can I call you? Is there a phone near you? Because are you using the phone for the interview?
No, I'm using it. So,
all right. So can I call you on the phone? I'm going to make a suggestion. Let me call you on the phone. We talk on. You put your phone on speaker. I put the phone on speaker. You keep the camera on and mute. Press a little. You know. So you mute. What do you call it now? Yeah. You mute where you're talking. The mic. And I call you from the phone, so we can see you and we can hear you. All right. I mean, Marianne had suggested this, so you want us to try that?
Yeah, let me speak out of that.
Yeah, I would really love to be able to. Well, Italee gave us a lot to absorb a while ago, and you know, one of the things that I intend to do with this particular stream is for us to be honest and feel safe in the space to express our truth. And what I was saying is earlier on is that I dare not speak on the behalf of our women because I'm not a woman. And I think it would be nice to have the perspective of other female artists. Hopefully we'll have them over a period of time, because I do remember female artists complaining to me about certain experiences that they have had in the industry. And I just thought, as a man looking on, that this was empowerment. You know, our women were empowering themselves by the over sexualization. I never thought about it from the perspective of what Italee just expressed. Hopefully we'll be able to get this with Auntie Pam, and then we're going to do a talk with everybody where we're just going to discuss. I want us to discuss a particular topic that I think is kind of very, very important. If we can. Is done with Auntie Pam, then we'll just do her interview another time. But I just want to thank everyone who was popped by. This is new to our stream, so I'm appreciative of all the support you guys are giving us. And you know, if there's any artist to speak to, let us know. If there are any questions you want us to ask the artist, please let us know. Heather, it was nice of you to stop by. Squeal Music, big up yourself. Soon start back to your artists. Big up, big up.
Okay.
All right. Hold on. Yeah. All right. Marianne says, "Oh my, OMG, I love her mind." Hello? Hello?
Hello?
All right. People in the stream, can you hear? Can you hear? All right. Yeah, Pam?
Yeah.
All right, beautiful, beautiful. This is not how I imagined this, but at least we're able to get it done. Hold on there. Yeah, the part of the game. It's our business to live as artists. Yeah, I was asking you earlier, when you started your journey as an artist, what I was told, what I also read was that you were influenced by your brother and your sister. Am I correct?
No, my brother. Okay. Right?
Not
really went into
Hold on there. Let me see. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
We sang together.
Yeah, we sang together.
In choir,
Church,
that kind of
thing.
The first person who went professional in the family was my sister Audrey.
Oh yes, yeah, okay, all right.
And that was from out of England.
All right, okay.
And some years later, I got involved. My younger brother has done some recording as well, but not that much. He's more on the architectural side, although I know music is, I think, his first love. So he's still going to be doing more stuff.
Yes.
But yeah, my brother, that's my younger brother, he's the baby of the family.
So you started out as in a gospel group. What was the name of the group?
Well, in church, I was in a gospel group, but sure. Honestly, I don't remember what the group name. I was like about 14 or so. And the other singers, Betty and Valerie, they were seasoned soloists. Very young as well, but they were seasoned soloists. I never did do any solo work up to that point, you know. So I sang with them as a group in church. We were pretty good, I must say. I kind of set the tone as to how we would sing, how we would harmonize. From the very first time we started to sing together, I said, listen, don't sing and just follow the melody. Think more of the chord structure, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's how we took that approach from there on.
So you were a natural. You were a natural.
Yes, actually, yes. Definitely a natural. Wow. Because even before that, I used to bang up the piano at school. So I was familiar with chords and stuff like that, you know. I used to play on the piano at school, and especially when I was in second form, because my second form classroom was right beside the music room.
Which school was this?
Excelsior.
Oh, the great Excelsior. All right.
Yeah, man. So like people I used to play with were like Wire Lindo.
Wow.
R.I.P. Wire, my brethren. Courtney Robb. Carter Harvey.
Yes.
Yeah, man. All of them people, Excelsior people.
Nice.
And they were the good guys. I used to just, you know, sing a little thing, pick up little melodies. But when I was by myself, I would like play bass and rhythm, you know. I remember I used to love to play, I'm gonna tell you goodbye, I would play the bass.
Yeah.
Boom, and play the chords, you know.
So you play the instruments, and which probably is one of the reasons why you were able to hear unique and fresh harmonies.
Well, I think the hearing come before the chords.
Yeah.
Before learning about chords. Because like for instance now having perfect pitch. I don't know if I should call it perfect, but that's what it is called, perfect pitch.
Yeah.
I used to hear both my sister and I, but I followed it up where she didn't follow it up, like the perfect pitch.
Yeah.
But we would talk about songs having colors.
Wow.
Blue song, the green song, that kind of thing.
So what was the green song? The color green on a song, what did that mean?
Well, I later on found out when I used to go to class, music.
Yeah.
I realized after a while that she, coincidentally, it was always blue.
Wow. Wow.
And I realized that it was consistent.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, okay. So I learned all the keys like that, you know, because they each had their colors. And then if a song is in C, then the song was in blue. You know, if the song is in D, it would have a kind of lavender.
Yeah. Wow. Did you see the colors? Did you see the colors, or you visualize the colors when you heard the notes?
It's a weird thing. I hear the color.
That's interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting.
So, but I never used to talk to anybody about that because I knew that time my sister had gone back to England.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't talk to anybody about this music, blues song and them kind of things. Because I think they would think that I was kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. So I never spoke about it until I actually got into the music business. And knowing the keys and that kind of thing. I didn't have any name for it. I just knew that, okay, this key, the song is this color, you know? And I realized that, okay, this color also coordinates with this key.
Now, I'm sorry to interrupt. Did you want to finish your thought? Go ahead.
Yeah, after a while now, getting the business, somebody would say to me, they have perfect pitch. So that's why I came to know the term from being in the business. So.
Wow. But that's a rare thing. Not many artists have perfect pitch. That's a rare thing. The truth is, I've never heard even sharp or flat on any recording, ever. Not anything that I've ever heard from you. It's remarkable.
Well, I've heard it, but anyway.
Well, I guess we don't hear that finished product. So you started out really doing backing vocals. How long did you pursue that before the desire to go solo happened? And that's the first question. The second question is, who are some of the artists that you most enjoyed working with as a backing vocalist? So the first question.
I sang solo first, you know.
Oh, I didn't know that. I apologize. I didn't know that. So you started as a soloist, and so what made you end up doing backing vocals?
Well, people would always know that I can sing harmony.
Right.
Would always, you know. So I would get requests to sing on a session, and then somebody else would hear me singing on that session. So who would do that? I want that person to sing on my song. So I ended up doing a lot of harmony sessions. You know?
Yeah. Wow.
Concurrent with doing solo work as well. So the two of them were happening at the same time.
Wow. That is okay. So second part, some of the artists that you worked with. I know that you worked with Peter Tosh, and I'm a huge Peter Tosh fan. Huge. Never got to meet him. I knew the late great Bunny Wailer. I spoke with him many times. What was it like? First of all, the first time you got the call that you were going to work with Peter Tosh, what was that? What was that? Did it intimidate you? Were you terrified, or was it just another gig?
No, I was never terrified to work with anybody. I would have, I just see them as peers, you know, because I've always been very confident.
Yeah, that's good.
In my abilities and what I do. Mm-hmm. So it is always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to meet another artist, you know? And yes, I will be a fan. Mm-hmm. But working with them, I know I can deal with it. So I just deal with it with love and respect. And usually that's a two-way street, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they call you, it would normally mean that they respect you and they know that. I mean, I remember being told at Sonic Sounds by Italee years ago that you were the best. You know, the person said, he said, if it's, we were discussing a track and he said, it's backing vocals, the best is Pam Hall. There's nobody close. And I remember hearing Dean Fraser reference you as one of the great voices. And Dean is somebody who is a very difficult somebody to please vocally. Having worked with Dean. So, what was it like working with Peter Tosh? This is just my personal opinion. What was he like?
It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. The thing I remember about Peter, because the side of Peter I saw was the humorous side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was hilarious.
Wow. And I mean, most people, I think, somebody said him as a fierce warrior,
Right. It's true.
But the side of him is like, I remember Cynthia and myself and Nadine hanging out with him sometimes at his house, and he would crack us up, man.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And as an artist, he was awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome artist. I look at the Wailers as the way I look at it, when Bonnie, Peter, and Bob did, the music just tripled. Because each person was so big, strong, and powerful.
Yeah.
When they broke up, they got more elbow room. And so you had 3 streams of music rather than a 3 in one stream,
Wow.
So those were awesome.
So you saw that as a positive thing for reggae and for the music, meaning when these 3 giants separated, because what you said is so poetic. They created 3 different streams. Never thought about it from that perspective. Wow. Your first hit was in the 1980s. And you did a song that I learned called Dear Boopsie. And I guess that which was out of the box as a giant hit. It's a question I have to ask you. Did you have any clue that track would have done as well as it did when you were recording it? Any idea?
Has no clue. Usually when you go into the studio to do a song, even before you go into the studio, your intentions are for it to do well. That's what you intend, and that's what you hope for.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no guarantees, So when it does do well, then you're very happy. I mean, but before Boopsie doing I had popular songs in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Like Book of Life with Bully.
Yes, I remember that.
Perfidia.
Mm-hmm.
I Was Born a Woman. Those songs were popular in Jamaica.
Those songs were huge hits. I actually thought, until you said it, I kind of thought that those songs were also global hits. I mean, it was when I was reading and talking to other people, I found out that Boopsie. I mean, what was it you think about Boopsie that was so different and so unique?
I don't know. Dear Boopsie was written by London here, right?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. I thought you wrote the song.
No, man. Mr. London.
Yes. Wow.
Very, very talented storyteller.
Yes, man. Casey old boy, no. Casey old boy. Let me just say that. Casey old boy. So, yeah. Big up.
So I think what ended up pushing that song, I had a little coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting by the pool. I think it was not Pegasus, the other one.
Sheraton.
In Chase of North Carolina, which was, I don't know what the name of it was then or whatever. Anyway, nice sitting around the pool and we living big life, And a nice sandwich and thing and I enjoy it. So this person was in front of me But I didn't realize who it was until he turned around. It was David Rodigan.
Oh.
And he liked that. I think it was a cassette, and he liked that song. You know, I might be getting things mixed up. I don't know if it was that song or if it was another song, but I know something like that happened with David Rodigan. It could have been Dear Boopsie. And I gave him the cassette to it, and the rest of his issue with that song, he started to push it when he went back to England, and it became a hit.
Wow. I did not know that at all. Okay, so in the 70s, in the 80s, some of the songs you mentioned, like Book of Life and those tracks, established you as, my father once said in my presence, God rest him soul, that he said you were Jamaica's Dionne Warwick. And my father did love Dionne Warwick. Love Dionne Warwick. You, yourself and Cynthia Slash were the, I don't want to say rivals, because I don't think you were rivals. I think you were both good friends. Hi, Stacey Henderson. But you were the dominant female artist at the time in the space. Is that correct?
I don't know if I would call it that, you know, because they had Marcia, Julie, and Rita, and Cynthia.
Yes.
You know, Barbara Jones, all of those people were doing well.
Yeah.
You know, at that time. But I had, you could say, taken my place amongst them, you know, at that point. Doing shows and that kind of thing, all those things helped. Because at the time, like in the 70s, you know, late 70s, when I was working with Woody, and we performed, and he would kind of teach me stagecraft at that point, you know, how to relate to the audience, and we used to have competition, you know, between us. His side of the audience and my side of the audience.
Yes.
And then, you know, that kind of thing. So I did learn a lot with Woody, working with Woody.
You have one of the biggest catalogs in reggae music. One of the strange things is that a lot of people are not aware of how huge your catalog is. Meaning, apart from your albums and your solo projects, you have also guested on many tracks, and you have also done backing vocals on many tracks, many tracks, which means that you should have a fair understanding of publishing, fair understanding of the importance of publishing to an artist.
Yeah, I have a fair understanding. There's always more to those. It's a complex business. People don't realize how complex music business is. But yeah, I have a fair idea. In terms of publishing, and I'll go even wider than publishing, the whole idea of intellectual property. I think, given that this is 2021, it needs to be an integral part of our educational system from the primary level, so that people have an understanding of what intellectual property is, how valuable it is, so that they can respect it, respect others, the intellectual property of others, and also respect their own intellectual property and appreciate the value of it and what can come from it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of ideas and so on that are intellectual property, and they are factual property. And that's a concept that a lot of people find it hard to wrap their minds around, that it is actually property. You know? I mean, like a song, the song, right?
Yeah.
A song will give you royalties for your life plus 95 years.
So that in other words, the song would feed you, your children, your grandchildren, and your grandchildren's children.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before that goes into the provision.
Right.
Performance, a performance now, like you sing on a song, you can get royalties from that for 95 years.
Mm-hmm.
But with the songwriting now, it's your lifetime plus 95 years. And it is yours. So when somebody takes that song and uses it, they are using your property. Hence, licensing of songs for radio play, performances, or whatever. Because the authors and composers of the song and the performance in the song, when you use it to make money.
Wow.
Or when you're just using it.
But you see,
then they have a right to their royalties from this performance.
You mentioned something to me when in passing the other day about something you're seeing younger artists doing on Instagram and on social media. Do you remember what it was? Could you mention it?
Yes. I see a lot of people here in the studio and they're playing their songs, which I have no way of knowing. But I suspect that a lot of these songs that are being played while they are being created are not protected. And there's so many dangers in that.
Yeah.
Because, for instance, let's suppose now you hit upon a nice topic and you will give away your hookah or whatever while putting it up on Instagram.
Yep.
Somebody hearing that enough. They don't have to copy everything that you're doing enough. They can do that too. I was really can say I was the first.
Yeah.
But they can take the essence of your idea and beat you to that punch.
Yes. And yeah, yes, yep. Very, very Wow.
Yeah, so I would advise people to be very careful about that. Very careful about doing that. And with promotion, but you're promoting something that's not even up there anyway, so you can't earn anything from it anyway. You know? So it's good to plan your promotion in a way that you can benefit from it. So it's best not to do it before it's out, but hey, what can I do?
I had a conversation with an artist who was doing very, very profitable backing vocals, because again, a lot of people in Jamaica don't realize that a good backing vocalist can make a very, very good living. Also who have part of publishing, etc., creative, all that stuff. They're just unaware of it. And she wanted to stop doing backing vocals because she thought that was the only way she could become a solo artist. So in other words, what she was saying was that I cannot be a solo artist if I'm still doing backing vocals. You have not only managed to do that, you are the master of it, because you're still doing amazing backing vocal work and still putting out great songs. How did you manage to bridge that very difficult gap, or it wasn't considered something abnormal in the 80s into the 90s?
I don't know. It's just what I did. I mean, from I was a little girl, in single-digit numbers, not even in single-digit numbers, I was singing harmony. And I still love singing harmony. So I've sung in groups, I've sung in choirs. I just like harmony. I just like music. So I do a lot of different things that wear a lot of different roles in the music business. And I enjoy doing all of them.
And I mean, you see no conflict between doing both. I mean, because I realize a lot of younger artists, for some odd reason, believe that you cannot be a backing vocalist as well as. Because I have a few friends who make a decent living from just doing backing vocals. And since you mastered this, now, okay, you've worked with the I-Trees, yeah? You've worked with Bob, Jimmy Cliff, you've worked with, so many amazing talent. what was that, the consistent thing that you saw in all of these greats, including yourself? What's the thing that kept you all creating and creating and creating in that space? What was it about these individuals and about you as an artist that allowed you to be so prolific as artists, and at the same time remain, because you're the same person that I met years ago. You have never changed, really. You've always been very grounded, and that's what I was told about all those other artists. What do you think is that special ingredient? Because a lot of younger artists now believe that me have a song I play on the radio, a couple of people are call my name, my art, and if my art, me have to behave a particular way, me have to hype, and me have to, you know. What is your experience in that space?
When things are going nice, for instance, say I do a show, and the show is awesome, you know?
Yeah.
And you really feel good, man, you get home, and yeah, you give thanks. Love thanks. And you try keep it on a level. You try and retain your selfhood, you know?
Yeah.
Don't get too, I don't want to say hyper on, because people have a right to celebrate and be proud of themselves and so on. Yeah. Right? I'm all for that. So like when I'm with friends and celebrating or any other artist might feel good about having a song doing well. Celebrate yourself.
Yes.
I admire you that. However, remember yourself too. You're not alone. You're not an island. So don't start dissing people now because things are going well. Remember to respect. Respect yourself most of all, but respect those that you come into contact with.
Your longevity in a space that the average length of the artist's life, I once read, is 2 to 3 years. And you have been doing this now for, let us say, longer than 2 to 3 years. How have you managed to do that? How have you managed to continue to create, you know, and to continue to tour and do shows?
Because I love what I do.
Yeah.
And being a creator is interesting.
Yeah.
To me, at any rate. So yeah, I always keep doing that because something new is always happening.
So was there no point in your career where you say, I mean, a couple of years ago, I went through an experience where I was going to give up and start selling insurance at ICWI, literally, 2007. I literally was going to give up and apply to sell insurance. And I tell the story that it was Barry Salmon that sat me down and said, "You idiot, where do? Don't do that, you not doing it."
That's so nice, sir.
He said, "I want to do that foolishness, man." I don't even know if you remember that, but I tell you, it altered my life because somebody drove me up to his house. First time I go to his house, Shaggy say was his house, and we spent almost the whole day, and he was basically said to me for the whole day, "Don't be an idiot." Was there in any point in Pam Hall's career where she said, "Don't be tired of this no more, I'm going to do something else, I'm not do this no more"?
No, I've done a little bit of temp work in New York, but even when doing that, I was still singing. And the same Dear Boopsie put paid to temp work.
Yes, a hit song does that, doesn't it? It changes the paradigm, right? Okay, Pam, we have to do this again and do it properly. I am determined for us to do this interview the way I want to do this interview.
Yeah, man.
You know, So we are going to do this next week. We have to figure out a way to get this done, but I want to do this interview because there's so much that you know, a lot of the younger artists said to me, the more mature artists are not passing on the information, and I keep saying to them, that's really not true. Maybe you're not listening, you know, or maybe you're not putting yourself in the space to hear. Because I think because there's so much information online, people believe that all the information online is reliable. And I tell university students all the while, listen, when you're reading a book about music and the Jamaican music industry now, not for the one another, they're almost completely unrelated subject matters. So, you know, there are some things that will work, but a lot of things that won't work in the space. I'm going to ask you to hold, and I'm going to bring back in Italee, and hopefully if I can find Blakfox if he's still here. Because I just want us to have a general conversation. Sis. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hi,
Pam,
Yes.
okay. All right. I'm not seeing the your
Big up.
I love you, Miss Amazing. Long time in see you.
You're a super talent and you are amazing.
Oh, thank you, Auntie boy. I mean, like, I have to big up Gibby because Gibby brought you in my life, and I just want everybody that is watching here not only know how amazing your talent is, but you as a woman, an individual, you know, you're a beautiful, beautiful soul. You understand? You touched me hard from the first day I met you. Come right up. And I want to thank you for all the great inspiration and just, you know, to continue what with building confidence of people like myself, you know, and the younger ones that are coming. We love you, we appreciate you, we honor you, and we treasure you, Auntie Pam.
Thank you, sis. And you want to make your light shine, you know? No limit.
Hold on there. I'm gonna bring on Blakfox.
Yeah, what's up?
No, in the presence of greatness, look at brother, yeah, the presence of greatness, man. Remember me tell you, yeah. It is wonderful to have you all as artists in the space. As I said, this is something new we're doing on the channel. This is the second time we're doing it. I'm not seeing the numbers we're used to, but don't worry, I'm gonna market this short the week. Italee, you know me still. So I will ensure that thousands of people end up seeing this interview by the time I cut them up and send them out to everybody. Having 3 amazing artists, let me say 4, because I think I'm amazing too.
Of course.
In the space. 4 artists in the space at 4 different levels in their careers. The first time I met Pam Hall, I'm sure she don't remember. I was nervous and shaking, and she just feel like she know me a long time. You know, it was such a. But the truth is, you know, my experience in the music business has been positive, just positive. I've had the negatives I've had in the music business were not musicians and artists.
Right.
The corporate aspect of the business, if you get what I say.
Yeah.
I wanted us to very quickly talk about 2 topics that them say hot a road. Recently, the Prime Minister, and let me say this clearly, I am not political in any way. I'm going to vote for anybody, it would be His Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie at first. I'm telling you straight. I'm not political that way. I'm political in another way, but I'm not political in that way. But he made a statement that he's not the first Prime Minister to say it, and probably won't be the last, where he basically was saying that the violence in the music is driving the violence in the society, right? And of course, there was an immediate backlash because many artists believe that when someone says this, it's threatening their creativity. However, let me say this very quickly. In Nazi Germany, in North Korea, and in many places where dictatorial figures are in the space, or control the space, one of the things they use to control their people is music. They select the music that the public hears. That is what the public hears, and that music spreads their propaganda. And by so doing, people are indoctrinated into believing whatever those dictators are telling them. So in Nazi Germany, they were able to convince them that the financial problems of everybody in Germany was Jews and black people, right? Which was nonsensical. And in North Korea, the music tells, when they use these, North Korea might not be the right place, but anyway, but when they use this as a means of brainwashing. I'm saying this to say to all of you, couldn't there be a little bit of truth to the fact that we have so much negative impact? This is what I believe. I was brought up to believe, and my life has taught me this, that what you think becomes your reality. What you think. So I hear a lot of Jamaicans say, they might fight me, the enemy. They might not fight me. I mean, I know enemy. Because I think if I keep saying that long enough, I can send that seed to the universe, and I can get a whole heap of people that fight me, and a whole heap of enemy. All right? And I don't. But that's how I see the space. Blakfox, you're the dancehall artist here. Ita, you're I would say you're a pop reggae almost. Pam, you are the icon here. Do you believe that there's any truth to the idea that the massive amount of songs coming out about gun and shoot and kill and make money now, do you think that that's impacting the nation in terms of crime, or do you believe it's simply reflecting what they're seeing? You know what I mean? People just are seeing what's for them reality.
All right. Let me tackle this topic first.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Based on the fact that I'm more so in that space where, I'm a power with more dancehall artists, them, and this is what we see first. Two very important points I really want to make, right? From a political standpoint, right? I think the message, right, that is being portrayed from the government has a little bit of double standard in it. Because you have to remember, during political campaigns, the music that is used is not Bob Marley music, right? We don't use that positive music to try to campaign when we are trying to get votes.
Well,
right?
that's true, because they were using a lot of dub plates. I remember that was a big deal. Both parties were using dub plates.
Right, Zin. So like people are link me and say, yo, I talk about politicians, and link me and say, yo, we can't get Javelin if you do a dub fee for this MP or this person or whatever the case is, right? No, when they have achieved their goal, right, which is to win the election, then now they go and say in a public platform now to say that dancehall music, right, is now shaping the culture. Bear in mind, the Jamaica crime rate has not ever decreased or go below 1,000 murders per year, right?
But there were 2 years it happened. There were 2
years, but that's in minority, right? We're talking about majority, right? Because we're not alive for 2 years. We've been alive for over 50 years, right? Jamaica has been independent for. So what I'm saying is the culture has always been like this. So don't use the fact that we have technology now where you have a platform where you can say that dancehall music is the reason for crime and violence. Because remember, when Dennis Brown and we had the Garnet Sills and all those great persons, by the way, iconic persons doing music, we still have, remember, even Bob Marley, who was singing some of the most positive music, right? They were trying to end his life.
Right.
So with that said, I as I said earlier, agree with DM Crawford for some things that he said in the interview on stage, right? Where he said that it's persons who mostly have criminal intent who will go to that extent, because for some people it's just art. And me can't speak for that personally. Because me write gun song. Me tell the girl to go up her head top and divide legs and all of the mats so you can think about it. You understand? But at the end of the day, for me, it's just art. And I know this is going to be highly debatable.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just my standpoint,
Pam.
Darling.
Pam?
Excuse me.
Yeah. What do you think?
I'm in the interview, baby.
Be very frank. Jamaica has a horrible legacy of gun violence granted to us by the political parties. When by gun and demand, then the people go to ammunition, right? If the head of the stream is dirty, it will pollute the rest of the stream. Right?
Okay.
That's one part of it. They cannot separate themselves from that, from the fruit of the seed that they planted, right? And nobody is impressed when they say that kind of stuff. On the other hand, though, music is a very, very potent and powerful tool which can be used for good or evil. So, for instance, if your personality or your mood is trending in a certain direction, then the music that will carry you there. It will help you to go there. If you're feeling suicidal, you have the music that will help you to jump off the bridge. If you're feeling violent, you have the music that will help you to do that. It's a very powerful mood enhancer. Extremely powerful. So I think it would be a good thing for us as those who produce music to do so responsibly.
But I mean,
while the politicians them can never, ever detach themselves from crime because them cause more than it.
Wow.
Music creators also have to be responsible in the messages that is said because music is a whole brain activity. It makes you learn fast. It enhances your mood. It's not a half brain. It's not like left brain or right brain. It's a whole brain.
Yeah.
Functionality.
Yeah.
So it would be good for us to be mindful of that too, in search of the dollar from the music. It would be good for us to be mindful of that.
Italee.
So that's the people's conscience, you know?
Yeah.
The music fraternity. I leave it to person's conscience. So,
yeah, it's a beautiful point.
Musicians also cannot say that music has no influence. It has a powerful influence.
Yeah.
So we have to learn that too. But no politician can come talk about a music called violence. Because them is the biggest cause of violence. Don't talk about
Italee.
All right, it's a beautiful point to come in on the conscience, you know, the conscience. That's what does it really, you know. As I said earlier, it's there's one war that has always been going on, and that is pro-life and anti-life. And as soon as we are all able to recognize that, then we will know, you know, how to pick a side, because most of us live our life randomly on any side of the fence. Hey, I've played my part in that too. You understand? Because of unawareness. You understand? So what I think needs to happen is that we need to create more platform that would entertain conversations such as these. You understand? So that messages could pass down, just like our doctor fat up mama with a prescription and get some pill and then take it and swallow it. We need some message that them can really know that this is healing medicine, conscience, she says. I tell you this though, the question though that you pose is a question that's always been asked. What comes first, the chicken or the egg? You know,
that's why I'm
life to pick art or art to pick life. Well, put it this way, a cycle is a cycle, and whatever is in the cycle would be recycled. You understand? Until you break a new. Yeah, when you break a new, you create a new cycle. And from that new cycle, you can also break a new cycle. You understand? Create a new pattern. You understand? It's very imperative that us as artists understand that our tongue, Words we are farming now. And what you do? How words are formed? You have to spell them out.
Yeah.
You're actually casting spells. We are. We're casting spells, and we're casting spells on ourselves and spells on our children and spell on our nation. And then we have a whole lot of spillover now. You understand? It's like, I love music. Listen, man, when we hear some artists that chop some melody, some alkaline, some, oh my God, cartel, like when you listen to the melodies, and even how they use the rhyme and the words, like you're like, it's like a brain, like, yeah, it's straight to the brain. And it doesn't even matter. Sometimes you don't even hear the words. I remember the first time I heard Cartel song, what you call it, the one that he's speaking like a British,
Yes,
you know? I was like, because before I was like, why then call this man a genius? This man is not a genius. When I heard that, I was like, oh my God, he didn't listen to that. Yo, artist, art, bam. But I tell you this, you know, the easiest tune to write, and me can't tell you. Yeah? Because me can't write outgun any guy, any day, watch enough movie, you know about them and know how to put it, how to write if you're a writer, you know? But at the end of the day, what do you get? What do you get?
But
people stroking your ego.
I'm sorry to intervene, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. In the creative space, we're supposed to be able to create, right, everybody?
Yeah.
We're supposed to be able to say, all right, this is what I choose to write. So, for instance, there are songs, there are cartel songs that I absolutely love. I think they're funny. You know, there is one named PJ. I like a lot of Blakfox's stuff. Champion Boy, I think I'm one of the most brilliant dancers. It just come from left field, but it's really a very positive song. The thing though is, as a youth, I live a Premier Call, I used to thief out in the night. I used to go up, I used to go Marvin, go dance, right? My mother here now, she come beat me. I used to thief out and go dance. And even back then, you wouldn't hear some of Blakfox's songs publicly because there was no space to put it in. But the man would have come and they would have DJ gun song. May I tell you? And the rhythm them right in the dance. I kind of sometimes think that what really has happened now is that this has always existed. It's just now that with all these platforms, we are hearing it directly. So as a youth, I'd have to thief out at 10 and thief go dance, go through the back part of the fence in a marvel at a little place, and I may hear them kind of music there. Maybe what's happening now is because the space has changed and there's a social media. As Blakfox said, you can promote, and people can hear it.
I don't think it's just that. I don't think it's just that, Peter. A bit to differ. Yeah. Tell me something. When you were in them space there and watch them man there, man there, they act like some caricature. You understand? So you know that they were humorous.
It was a cartoon, yeah.
It was a cartoon kind of character. All of these men, the screw up of the face, and they show you that they're doing art. Now these cats are taking it so serious that they're dissing each other's mother. They're killing each other.
I believe all right. So somehow I think I'm gonna be a little bit on the opposition side, right? I think that based on the fact that the space has changed, right? Now we're living in an era where you have to be more believable. Back then, before we had so much technology, right? And man, what was the way to do it was to go to a stage show, right? And you go there and you experience them live. No, it is more so you have so many things where can distract you from an artist. It's like an artist has to be somewhat of an actor then and also portray it somewhat in his everyday life, right? So even though enough man will sing bad man song and really bad man enough, but it's like they have to make it so much more believable. It's like it puts them in a space where creativity also somewhat becomes reality. If you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Pam was saying. And that's what I was saying. You're casting spells, not just on yourself, but also on the nation. You understand? And
somewhat I agree with you. But all right, for example now, right? Killing, because that's a main topic, right? The murder rate and all that kind of stuff. This is nothing new under the sun, you know. This has been around from biblical days, you know. Like, remember at one point, you know, even in the Bible, you know, right? We are going to a whole different dimension. But anyways,
no problem. That's why we're here at Jamaica Celebrity Talk.
And I don't think a lot of dancehall artists can really express themselves this way. But I mean, me think somewhat from even the Bible days, if you look back, you know, from man a kill man with sword, you know, you can see, say, boy, people, even at one time, there was an order to kill all newborns, you know, in the Bible, you know. Remember, you know, this was not influenced by music, you know, because back then we didn't even have vocals to accompany music, you know. Back then we had people who were playing those instruments, right? But still, we had a violent nation.
That's not really correct. That's not correct, really. They're always vocalists. They always existed. But I get their point. But Pam, yeah, you had said, you mentioned the term, which I found fascinating. You basically said, all right, so we have to be careful about what we're saying to earn money. And Ita seems to be saying yes, because we are creating a space that might become so volatile that none of us can be here. Blakfox seems to be saying, yeah, but all we're doing, we're actors playing a game because we believe that this is the best way to have our presence felt in the space. In other words, Blakfox is coming from, someone once said to me that Cartel changed dancehall for the worse. I cannot say I agree with that. I think Cartel took a message and took it to its extreme, where the dominance of the thing. Maybe what we need in the space is more positive music to counteract all the music that people think is negative. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Maybe we need to hear more Pam Hall, more more Italee. You get me, to counter. Yeah, you understand me, to create that. Because I remember when I dropped Wake Them Up in 2004, right before that wave of myself and Chesdek and them sang there, appear gal and gun tune. Like literally that's all we were hearing until people rose up. The other day again, it was the same thing. There was a lot of this kind of music. And then out of the blue, we had what's the name, Chronics and all these artists. So maybe it's a matter of balance, because I kind of think that they have a right to express themselves within the space. Bounty Killer is no killer. What do we know that? Killer, one of the nicest people ever, but Killer's anger reflected the anger of every ghetto youth. And not every youth in Jamaica could I understand. Look into my eyes. We understood exactly what he was saying. I'm saying, is there a way? Because I think everyone here is actually correct. I think Pam is correct. What Pam is saying is, look, we have to be careful what we are doing to make money. We cannot sacrifice our children's future just because we are trying to eat our food.
But Peter, look at this though for a second, right? All right. The first time ever end up on YouTube trending list, right? Because I was trending at number 50, you know, for like a day, right? With Heavy. And the first time, because I do a lot of covers, you know, I cover like love songs, I cover all of them type of songs there. And I never get no forward in the dancehall. And you see when we sing Heavy, which it's the mixture of like girls are dance and you know the whole violent thing as well we speak about, is when we actually get a little forward. So how do you now tell a man, say boy, who are earn off of that, say boy, listen, you have to limit the creativity, you know, and try and do something else. But when he really didn't try that before.
Man, we got to find ways to expand ourselves. I can't tell you how because I've been searching for that myself. I mean, I got onto Shaggy Hot Shots album with a song where I said, "Boy, what have you done for me? I've been going down on you. You're not going down on me." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm trying to expand myself, and I am just being more like a musical activist now. We have to find our sense of purpose. So I'm not here to bash anyone because, as Mr. Tio said, me hear the music, I'm say, wow, become a big woman. You understand? And I put it in the space that I'm in, but I'm not going to play it around my children. But we're living in a society that is just randomly being played. Everything, every little around our children. And then now all our daughters become more twerkers than creators. You understand? And then we realize what we have done. When you look around the world, you see so much black women that shake them bam bam right now in that camera. More than you hear them talking about the injustice that is happening in our society.
But I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because you said in the camera. And this is exactly the point I'm making. You know, a lot of people, because we have technology now. Ladies have always been twerking. It's just that we have technology now that highlights a lot of things that were once considered.
You know how the propaganda go. You know they do it. They set the module of how they want us to behave. They write the narrative, and everybody follow. Because listen, you know, if they want us to do anything, and when I say they, I mean what goes against the grade of the development of that black child or of that mind that is promoting pro-life. You understand? Let's take care of our surrounding. Let's take care of the family. Let's nurture these trees. Let's make sure that the community is safe. You know what I mean? We don't have much of that going on. It's just a whole lot of demoralizing across the whole globe that is happening right now. So for me as an artist, I'm being an activist to say that we need to wake up and realize that there is something happening that is threatening mankind, our life. Look on the murder rate in Jamaica right now. We can't have all this aguan all when me a little girl, I used to run in my Sosa panty from Mona Commons all the way down Elliston Flats up into the hills of Dreadites to look for my grandfather. I never have to worry about rape and pervert are being taken away. So we can't act like things not change and talk like, oh, things is no, this is oh, there were children, anyone who's listening, that's all bull crap. It's a lie. None of that is true. None of that is true. None of that never did go on. You understand? It used to be random, like a rare case that it happens. So when them things that happen, the whole of Jamaica here, and guess what? You look and the people them on the television, them all are cry because them feel it. Now we are so desensitized to all of that, to our own hurt, to our own demise. We can't recognize it.
I agree, but even with that said though, right? Even the artists who are propelled to the top of the music game, for example, a Bunty or Beanie, right? They were not propelled because of the best music that they make, like Look Into My Eyes or anything like that. It was the clash that they did at like Sumfest or a Sting, where
that it was the clash or it was the appeal that they set in terms, because they were doing girl song too, they were doing God song too. I remember when Bunty Killer and Moses are crashed, them all are draw for them God song, them draw for them Mama song, them draw for them this song. Come on,
true, but
you understand?
But if we look into the true essence of what the clash is, true, but
they
if we
were
look
able
into the true essence of what a clash is, right? A clash is actually two opponents going against each other, you know, right? To determine who is the alpha male, right? And with that,
a clash can also be a musical sound being made. Do you understand?
True.
A clash don't have to be negative.
But on a platform where some fest are,
I've watched a lot of amazing clashes. You understand?
Yeah.
This is Shabba Ball on stage, brethren. You understand? You understand? And no man, no earth, and no man, no this, nobody mother, no man. And nobody no get up, none of their fans no get up the next day and become a killer junkie. But the
point that I'm
brain.
going to make
I
right
heard
now,
about
right?
a video of someone's brother in the industry that they just murdered.
The
and
point
they
I'm
showed
going to make, right? Even though that may be the case, right? Remember, 10 years ago, right? If you refer to a female as bitch, that would have been an insult, to the highest level, Nowadays,
as I said,
no, I know. I'm going to make a point, though. Nowadays, a female refer to themselves as the baddest bitch, right? It's in an Instagram name and them bio. So what I'm saying,
so you see the power. You see the power of the word. You see the power of the word. First of all,
I'm gonna jump in. Hold on, guys. 1 second. Hold on. This is what I was hoping for, an honest conversation about. Because here's the thing: you're both standing in a place that makes sense. Ita, what you're saying is we have a responsibility as artists, no matter what we think. The fact of the matter is, everything we say, it becomes reality. There's some child out there, just like how me as a little youth, when we used to watch karate movie, and my father carry me go then Odeon theater, and I watch karate movie, and I come out, I lick a pit, and I go, because in my mind, you can do all them karate move there. You get me?
Yeah.
King Clint Eastwood, make my day. I say, yeah. So as a youth, you believe that. Blakfox now is saying something that is also interesting. He's saying, look, I did all these other things and it never worked. And I'm going to put out this song that personally is my favorite Blakfox song. Heavy. Me personally love that tune. Now, I love all them songs them because I'm a bridge and I support it. But he said this song got him trending top 50 YouTube. That's a huge deal. And the question he's asking is, how then do I step away from this? Because my goal is to succeed. And the public seems to be saying to me, and that's what I wanted to bring up now. The public seems to be saying.
Okay, go ahead.
Finish that statement. Is saying, because at the end of the day, it's the public that have to endorse us. For whatever reason.
Yeah.
You have to say, listen.
But
like.
It's the same conversation. The chicken come before the egg, because the public has bite into the acquired taste that was fed and given by the propaganda of the broadcasting and all those who are set there to play and to be the conductors of channeling what is going to become our culture or the next hit or the next thing. And some of these songs are not, I'm not talking about you, Blakfox. I love your song. All right, mind. And I don't want you to get it wrong.
Trust me. I understand.
I'm an adult. I choose my music as an adult. I'm talking about the stories that children are, that we just fling them on our airwaves, in our community. I mean, even the man we have the sound box have a responsibility for not about a play about well, I can't say them thing there right now, but me I talk about really could data passing yada here and all of that. Come on, man. We can enjoy ourselves in our own private zone and have fun with it if that's our taste. Right? So that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this, right? Seriously, as artists, right? You have a responsibility. I'm not asking you to step away. I wouldn't ask. I could never ask Spice to step away from what she has created, because Spice has cut a road for herself, and I'm very proud of her. She find her niche market and she cut a road and she made that.
If I may,
but what I'm saying is also, I want to punch his point. What I'm saying is that, so you get that platform, and this is where you do. Don't be coming because you say you do it because you want your presence to be seen. Is that really your presence? Is that your presence? Because your presence is your essence. And you're telling me that's your essence? That's what you're telling me. So it's a thing that artists have to recognize themselves as beings. And as a being,
I understand what you're saying, but it's as if you're saying.
Okay, hold a second. One second. Pam wants to say something. Pam?
Yeah, I have a question for Blakfox. You've done several songs before, right?
Right, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then-
yeah.
Right. So you were already building,
Right.
right?
Right, yeah, I was already building, yeah.
So this song here now, Heavy, I don't know the song, right? So
Right.
I'll make it my duty to go and listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
Does it have badness and stuff in it?
I mean,
Not really.
not really, but I
Visual.
mean, we have a gun in the, you know,
Yeah, the
we talk
visuals.
about badness, the visuals, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, here's the question.
Mm.
Using that same rhythm, some of that same energy,
Mm-hmm.
and turning it into a positive direction. Like I said, I don't know the song, so I can't judge whether or not it was.
Keep talking. 1 sec. Go ahead.
I will let you know what I think when I listen to it. But a song, let's not say your song, a song that somebody else might do,
Mm-hmm.
that is positive, but the music is very attractive and the message is put in a very, it can be even in a comedic way, but getting across a positive message.
Right.
Or it's a song that is naughty, but not all that gross. Do you think, given the trajectory that your career has been taking, that you could have done a song like that at this time, and with all you have done, how to promote and blah blah blah, using that you could have still had a successful song going on this? Not saying it has to be do this and do that and be good and whatever, but it could be maybe amusing, but it could be a positive, very positive, encouraging song as well.
True reality.
Hey, using all your resources in the same way, do you think the song you have now could have been successful utilizing more positive stuff?
Well, this is my reaction to your question, right? In everything in life, if there's a balance, you have to use what persons would refer to as bad to highlight good, because without any bad music, there's no good music, right? Because that is the algorithm. You need bad music to show what is good music, right? So what I consider myself being is a part of the scale, right? Which balances, right, art itself. Because to project good, you have to have persons who actually make bad music, because what is good without bad, right? And then the term bad is also relevant, because I mean, who consider that music bad? Persons who made that music trend at number 50 consider it good music.
Yeah.
So it's all left up to perception. Like, how do you interpret the music? What I'm getting at is that it is not the message that is sent out, because we watch the most violent movies, right? With Tom Cruise as Clubman and all of that, and yet still, we will take our child, Zin, and a grand Friday night, to Montego Bay or Kingston, to any one of the greatest movie complex them, and we go sit down and we buy popcorn, and we sit down and we watch any movie, right? With man a slide off a building and shoot man, oh my God, that's a good movie, right? And then we go back home and then say, "Vibes Cartel, man. What kind of music that you listen to my house?" That's
Well, in defense, I would never. I don't do that with my children ever.
I don't do that with my children either.
I make them aware of the reality. But look, you know what?
And maybe you guys are in the minority.
But here's what's remarkable about the conversation. All you are making very valid points, more than valid points, because I can understand a young artist climbing in the space who finds a hit. How do you tell that artist now that? Because it means that there are people who made the song trend who now are expecting more from Blakfox within that space. Am I correct?
All right, before my trend, I did have like 100 people for me people. Now I have like 3,000 people. So it's like people just start, zoning into what I don't know, because I'm making what they consider good music.
Okay, so then I would say this is where my activism come back in. I would say, brother, we're in a serious time. That platform that you have that is growing, use it as well. You understand, to educate and inform the people how to stay together. No big deal, just how to stay together. That's what I'm advocating for. Using the music to bring the people together, to bring the family together, to create better family structures. As I said, like, there's a place for everything under the sun. Everything under the sun. That's why we were given all these options. You understand? But there's also a point of responsibility. And as artists, I would say, I'm not talking about anything other than being an artist and what has been handed down onto us. I think being an artist or a musician is one of those faculty that everybody wants to be. Everybody dreams. It's a part of everybody's childhood dream. Who can sing, who can sing, who can dance, who can dance. And we have to also speak the reality. There's a lot of non-singers that the computer give voices now that are also creating the spell and the words and making it.
True. All right. So then, I'm going to jump in again. Apologies, because we're coming close to that time. Look, recently, Bounty Killer said something that I expected him to say at some point. Bounty Killer said, "I am ashamed of some of the music that I put out when I was younger." Vegas, several years ago, said, I came home, basically, I'm paraphrasing, but he said, I come home and hear my daughter, I listen to the songs, and I say, my God, she can't listen to that. Right? What I'm saying is, some of the greats, and I would consider those two of the greats, and them other artists who have said this to me personally, yo, me don't want to pick them list to my music from them time. But I can also state that songs like, Poor People Fed Up, songs like Look Into My Eyes, these are anthems. These songs will live way beyond him gun song them, no matter what him do. These songs.
I was actually shown in Meadows when these two songs was being created. I actually watched him voice it, him and Dave Kelly writing. Yeah, I was right there. It was in that time. I was there in that space. I get to watch these things, and it was so needed at the time, because what most of the youths were lacking in them times there, coming even towards now, there's so much distraction and the demoralization. I got deeper, is attention. And when Bounty Killer came forward and said, look into my eyes, tell me what you see. And he was talking from the reflection of all the youths around that, what the story talk about. You understand? Poverty is the problem. Poverty is what make we are sing gun tune, bomb tune, make we asking up. Man, I'm ashamed of a lot of things that I've written.
But all right, but let's look at it from this standpoint, right?
That I am.
I'm going to jump in again. I don't think poverty is our problem.
Let's look at it from this standpoint, right?
Hold on. Hold on. I do not think, and I have never believed. I have never believed it's our problem. Problem is ignorance. Our
poverty
is ignorance.
That's poverty.
I'm saying. And it's just speaking poverty in a different sense. That's
why I said poverty is also a state of mind. Yes. Ignorance.
Okay. I didn't hear you say that.
Poverty.
Yes, because for me, if we were able, I said this to someone earlier today, if there was one gift, if I was wealthy enough, I would make every Jamaican fly out of Jamaica and not go to Miami, not go to New York, not go to Stone Mountain, Atlanta, not go to London. I'm going to send them somewhere where them not about no more Jamaicans and have them live that experience for 2 years. I guarantee you, when them come back here, different country. Because once you travel, it opens this.
It opens up the mind. It opens up the mind.
When artists start to tour.
Outside.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be outside of the nation, because even within our nation, there are different cultural groups. And I am so blessed to be a part of the cultural circle of these young, awesome artists and some of these elders like Earl Chinner Smith, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chronix, Empress Sativa, you know what I mean? Like, you know, the list goes on. Black Hero, you know what I mean? The list goes on of these people that are trying to do something to wake us up before they make we kill ourselves off and them kill us off. We have all the help in the world to reach towards the state of death. So
but
why are we?
I have a very valid point, though. I have a very valid point, though.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Let us not forget that Bounty Killer's first hit was not Look Into My Eyes.
Yep.
We
right?
know that.
No, I know. I'm
know
just
that.
making a point. I'm making a point, right?
Yeah.
Even though we have positive persons in the space right now who have transcended from one point to a next. For example, a Capitan, a Agent Sasko. Right? There's a few names that forward right now, right? The first set of music what I'm really doing was music appeal to a certain niche. It is harder.
Was it niche, or were they just speaking their experience? Because one of the points I was trying to
That's a very good point too.
Yeah, one of the points I was trying to make.
Act as if this is not reality, you know. We can't
one of the points I was trying to make.
Daisies and roses and bunnies and unicorns that slide over rainbows. That is not our reality in Jamaica. And we have to remember every day that art is a reflection of our everyday life.
Hold on, wait. We have heard that many times, and I agree and I disagree. I believe the leaders of the nation are the artists and the artisans. I've always believed that. I believe not only can we create the space, but we can dominate it. I believe that we can set the trend. I believe that we can reverse the trend. What the point I was trying to make earlier was that Pam Hall was not the Pam Hall she is now. She evolved. I mean, now she wasn't doing that kind of music, but I'm saying as she grew, as she matured, her wisdom, her knowledge, her, much about the right. A Bounty Killer, when I first met Bounty Killer, was really cross, angry, miserable. He really was. But as I watched him evolve, he must stay so.
Listen, remember this in a Bounty went from flinging a hammer, using a hammer and a female to now be walking and to be saying and advocating for men to stop the violence against women.
But I'm glad you guys said that.
Yeah.
Because
young man. So listen, so Blakfox, this is what I'm saying. The conversation is not to condemn or to point a finger, because me tell you already, the song that sold 15 million. Me tell you when me there 2 months I said. You understand?
True.
I needed to make money because I have children. And I've written songs for some artists that even when they hear about me say, oh my God, Ita, oh my God, you wrote that. I couldn't believe it, but I put myself in that tunnel vision, in that space, and brought that world into me so that I can make a means to an end. But what I'm saying, there's a space for everything. So I'm not talking about if an artist if that's what your essence is, and that's what you deal with. You understand? If what that you deal with, that you deal with. Every man have to know what them I deal with. So no, any man of God? Anybody can what about the beam in our own eyes? You understand? We have beams in our own eyes, so we have no time to be pointing fingers. What I'm saying is, as a musical activist, Italee, my motto as an artist is to illuminate minds and hearts through music. It didn't come about yesterday. It just come about. You understand? 15 years ago, I didn't have that motto. I started seeing what was happening in our society, and the way our society said that when we're having conversation, it seems more like it's a war, attack on a war, or we have to be defending ourselves. No.
What we have our conversations for is to break down the walls of illusion. We have to break down these walls of illusion and recognize what is happening. So whether a man wants to sing about 16,000 bullets rushing through a brain, yeah, and he knows it's an act, it's his duty to declare that it's an act.
So,
and
all
as
right.
an artist,
With that said, though, let's say we had Tom Cruise on this platform right now, right?
Yeah.
Where Tom Cruise's role is to be a villain in a movie, right? Or a gunman, as we call it in Jamaica, right? It would be hard for you to tell him that he should now try to find Sister Act for part 4 or part 3, Zine, and play a role in that. Because you know what?
No. That sound like total madness. The difference with Tom.
I get to a point. Okay. What I'm saying is, right, for Tom Cruise, it's another day. It's another day of me making a movie and trying to sell out in the box office, right? For the man who are watch the movie, we have an illegal gun. Say, Ratty, I see you pull on your gun. I see you fit up your back. Oh, Tom Cruise, bad enough. So what I'm saying is, sometimes the artist's intent is not what the perception is of the person who is receiving the message.
Okay, can I say something?
No, hold on.
Okay, you're using that analogy of Tom.
No, man, no, I don't want to skip that. I don't want to skip something I don't want to say for a long time. He went up to Bounty Killer, right? As he falls, right? Bounty Killer was once in that space, right, where he had to make that music, to make a breakthrough, right? I'm applaud Bounty Killer right now, you know, as an artist where I try to push this conscious narrative, which is very much needed in the space. Me now go against that as if me not realize that the crime rate is high but the thing is, what I want people to do is don't necessarily blame it all on music, as if without violent music there wouldn't be persons dying from gunshots and violence. Because this is coming from Stone Age days, you know. Where a man see a man over there, so, and he just go kill him for no reason.
All right, hold the thoughts there. You're watching, hold on there, everybody. You're watching Jamaican Celebrity Talks. We are discussing the statement as to whether or not the music creates the violence or the violence is just simply reflected in the music. We're talking to Blakfox, rising artist, Italee, singer, songwriter, songstress, unbelievably accomplished. And we're talking to the living legend, the icon, one of the greatest voices in the history of music, not just reggae, the one and only Pam Hall. I'm your host, Peter Lloyd. We are getting to that space, people, where we can't stay on much longer. We have been on for way longer than I had anticipated. So I'm going to ask each of you to say, you know, just your final piece, can't be too long, and then I'm going to ask Pam Hall to close out. Lion, what do you have to say?
Basically, what I'm saying is, first of all, it's been an honor to be on here with Peter Lloyd, Pam Hall, Italee. You know, I mean, the guys are helping me through quarantine because I'm at home alone just drinking some Appleton rum.
That's good. That's good.
Vibe, right? Yeah. And, you know, the conversation is good, right? I really enjoyed this conversation tonight. Yeah. And I do understand where they're coming from, where their view on the music is. You know, we kind of need a little bit more positive energy in it. But what I was trying to say is that it will not come from everyone. And that's why I made a point where the balance is needed. Even though you might think that, you know, this type of music is not really the best type, but it is needed for the other persons, like even Chronics will say, to highlight and say, yo, this is what we need, because without the bad, the good has no presence. That's all I was saying, you know.
All right. Queen Italee.
Okay, so what I would say, you know, just quickly, we have to remember that Tom Cruise step into his role with a narrative written for him, and he understand that clearly. Now we are stepping into role with narrative written for us that we don't get. So what happened? The balance, we don't have much of a balance because everybody have followed the trend, the thing that I work, that them say I work. You understand? So you're gonna find 1,000 murderer come out speaking. I mean, not murderers, but artists murdering, on tracks. You understand? Murder and kill a woman, because that's the narrative that is set in motion, not just here in Jamaica, but look on the hip hop industry that is coming from people like Rakim, you know what I mean? KRS-One, LL Cool J, Fresh Prince. Listen to the message of them time and come right up into hip hop now and check it out. Same thing from Shabba them, come right down from them side and come up now and check it out. It's a blueprint that was created for us, for a demoralized society, to desensitize us from the murdering that is happening. You understand? Our women move from here in Yankees calling themselves bitch to now calling themselves the queen bitch. And remember that this is a blueprint. And how the blueprint set in motion and work is that they glamorize something that is of that essence and put it at the highest podium, and then through propaganda and creating this thing that you call novelty, they send it out into every household and everybody hear it so much that we all bite the cake. God, I love me, my Jada Kingdom. You know what I mean? I love Jada. I love Chenchilla. Come on, man. But, but what I'm saying, I mean, like, there's some people who are natural. So we know the real one, them. But there's too much fake in the game just there because nastiness is easy for right. It's the easiest thing to write, Peter. We all know this.
Yeah, we know this.
Violence because it's the lowest base. So it's a heavier pool than the higher ether. So as an activist, it's not to fight against no artist doing what they're doing. Hard power to the people. That's what I say. Go get what you need to get. But do it with a conscience, as Pam said. Do it with a conscience and do it with a responsibility. Make them know, say, yeah, man. You act the role. It's a narrative and you know the script. Don't act like you don't know the script and the script is so real. So the little 9-year-old boy, when the know say it's not a real script, but he says a real script and idol, and he start following you. And guess what now? He's following only an elusive you because you're not even real.
Let me get to you say.
I would contest that, but I've said my piece, you know?
All right. Hold on there.
Stop
Pam.
down them.
Pam, your final thoughts.
Love Blakfox. Love you, brother.
Hold on. What you said, Pam?
Yeah, the original topic was that the Prime Minister said that
yes.
Dancehall
is
driving the violence. Right?
Yes, right.
We don't get to use it during the election and then condemn it. It's hypocrisy, and I don't think many people are impressed by that.
Agreed.
So,
it's a respect of our culture, not hypocrite in the palm.
Okay, second point is we as creators and performers and so on, at the end of the day, bottom line, whatever you call it, you have to live with yourself, so you decide which way you want to go. What balance you want, you're going to work with, what your aims are. At the end of the day, you have to decide. You have to face yourself and decide. So that's what I think. So I don't spend my time condemning any kind of music. What I do is listen to what I like. So that is out here. If I hear a song and it goes in a certain direction, I say, what me can get from that? So,
right.
So I do what I like. I'm not condemning anybody. Everybody have them coping mechanisms. Everybody have what they want to do, and everybody have their conscience. Everybody has their mirror. I don't mean a literal mirror. The man in the mirror.
Yeah.
All right. Michael Jackson. That person in the mirror. Only you, honestly, can know all that's going on inside of you. So we have to constantly look at ourselves, decide what we're going to do, and bottom line, we really can't fool ourselves. We will try and rationalize X, Y, and Z, but we really can't fool ourselves. So it's really up to us to decide what we're doing.
Well, I want to say thank you.
That's one thing.
Yes.
One thing, though. That's awesome. Please limit what you export in children, the kind of adult movies and music and talk that you export your children to. That I will really put out that appeal to people. I saw something on Instagram one day with some really adult, material. And this person is playing it for the child.
Wow.
And that same person just might slap the child if they hear it coming back from the child, after having exposed the child to that. True. So that part is important.
You know what? I want to thank you all for being in the space. When I coined the term Jamaican Celebrity Talks, I mean, you're all celebrities. Deep conversations. We're talking about dancehall, reggae, and how it impacts our country, Jamaica, and we Jamaicans. And I could not be more humbled and happy to have three remarkably articulate and intelligent persons in the stream. It's Blakfox represented dancehall perfectly, and the two queens, as we know, were not two queens, so the king and the two queens them. So I'm very, very grateful. This was not to be a 3-hour stream, which it has been. But you know what? When the music hits you, feel no pain. Yeah, well, you know what? I believe that we had fun. What I normally do is cut up the interviews and then I share them out to the world. So it's wonderful to have you three here. As I said, our purpose is really to educate, it's really to teach people who want to get into the game how the thing really operates and what's really going on, and hence the type of questions. I mean, not asking the traditional, who inspired you, what is your, what do you say to upcoming artists? Because we should have covered that. So thank you all for being gracious enough to do this with us. And 3 hours, because I'm supposed to be hungry and tired, me but it was a joy. But it was a joy, and a pleasure to have, three of my favorite people in one space. And look, Blakfox, me love the song, me not lie, me love it. Me not tap beat the tune.
I love the tune too, Blakfox.
Yeah, thank you.
And I love your expressiveness as well.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
And it's very good to hear you talking and speaking. We need more room, like, created for this in dancehall, in reggae, in our culture,
Yeah, but we're new to the space. We're new to the space, so we'll take over the space. If you want to follow the great Pam Hall at Instagram, it's just at Pam Hall on Instagram. Italee, if you want to follow Italee on Instagram, please check her out, at Italee _world. Blakfox, please. Oh, and another thing, stream the music of these artists. You will not be disappointed. Amazing stuff. Blakfox song again, wicked. Love it. You can find them on IG at Blakfox. One done. I'm Peter Lloyd, and it's been a pleasure hosting these three remarkable people here.
Oh, that's one thing. The Pam Hall on Instagram.
Yes.
Is 3 L's in the hall.
Yes, I forgot to say that.
Okay.
Yeah, L's, and I accidentally.
Yeah, but I'm gonna follow both ladies, man, right?
All right.
This, right?
Yes. Yeah. And hopefully, we can all get together in a space and create.
Yeah. That would be
always a wonderful thing.
We are the type of thing. We are the world.
Yeah. And happy to state that we have had the amazing Italee perform on the Rising concert. She was remarkable. We have
You
Blakfox.
got Blakfox on there.
Yeah, you know, he's booked. He's booked for next
Yes,
month.
sir. It's gonna be good.
Yes. And then the following month we have the icon Pam Hall.
All right.
Hey, Pam.
Like, you know, so I'll be more excited. You
Yeah.
know, you're gonna see these interviews cut up and sent all over, and I'm gonna send you guys links so you can share it to your fans and your friends. And thank you guys for making it. You know, Jamaican Celebrity Talk. We talk the thing, we talk the real thing. Them.
Yeah.
I loved what you said, Pam. When the head of the stream, dirty. Yeah, that is so true. Yeah, and for me, the truth is, I don't believe in condemning anybody in the arts. I think once we start to restrain artists, that's how the Gestapos and the you know, all the negativists, because when you control the artisans, you control the society, because we are the leaders. You know, I just think we need to be a little bit more responsible, and I also think that we need to create more balance. So for every negative dancehall tune, there should be 10 positive tunes that come out. That's my thing. And I think once we go back to that balance, we'll be fine. Because the truth is, I'm going to be honest with you, some of my most favorite songs are going tune. Not right, you. Yeah. Killer, my favorite DJ. No, and all versions.
Sexy songs too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because and I tell you
the space.
What you asked?
Yes, I agree.
What he asked? I didn't hear him.
No, oh, by the way, Marianne has been with us till the end. Thank you so very much, Marianne. She's coming all the way from Canada. Thank you, Marianne.
Marianne, yeah, man.
I love all of you, my brother. Love you, sisters. Love you, know. You people, Blakfox, you will continue to rise. Yeah, you will continue to rise. Keep making great music. Ita, keep rising. Pam, you're already there. We need to hear more. Some new stuff came out the other day. You need to check out our new stuff. It's amazing stuff. So, all right, people. Love you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Jamaican Celebrity Talks. Big up.
Bless
up. Bye. Big up. Big up.
Bless up. Bless up.
Bless up.
Big up. Love up. Yep.